Sweet 16. That's what you need to do.
Hold on, we
Your
losing?
boy Grant Nelson is on.
Oh, Grant Nelson's playing? I gotta go
Yeah.
watch Grant Nelson. All right, cool. Word. I'm on it. But yo, we on?
Yep.
Yes, we are.
Hey, let's go.
Turn me up in my
Good
headphones.
evening, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies. Good evening. I'm Styrofoam Rob. This is Cuffs and the Gang live from the motherfucking hot box. You know I got the guys with me, man. My dog, one half of Sports Reports, as ordered 2-5. Mike Will representing live in the building. Wants to interview Julius Randle, and you know I got my other dog, my main man in here, man. El Residente, saying Jose live from the grill. You already know what to do.
You're
What's going on, my brother, man?
What's happening, my fellas? What's going on, man? Listen,
Chilling, chilling.
streets are on fire, to quote one Lupe Fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to do this real quick. I need to clear out.
I got you.
I
I
need to
got.
clear out
I got to roll up.
because
Go ahead.
the streets are ablaze. The streets are ablaze because yesterday, what a lot of people believe to be a top three player of all time. Some say top two, some say top one. I'm not going to argue that today.
Hmm.
Um, got on the Pat McAfee show and did an interview.
Hmm.
Um, and I, since 2003, in fact, let's go further. Let's go further back. Since the year 2001, I've
Hmm.
been watching this young man play basketball. I
Hmm.
watched this man in the public eye. I watched him be criticized, scrutinized, and everything else. I've heard people make up rumors
Ostracized.
and ostracized about this one young man from Akron, Ohio. This man, despite it all, never lashed out. This young man, despite it all, has taken all the criticism. He's been accountable when time calls for it. He has been excellent role model, father, husband. There's no scandal tied to his name. Not, I'm not talking about rumors. I'm talking about actual
I was
scandals.
about to
I'm talking about
say.
actual scandals because, again, and this is something I've seen with black men specifically that really annoys me, is we try to find the negative thing we can say about the black man.
Mm,
Black men are not allowed to be universally appreciated or loved for anything that they do.
mm,
I saw an interview. Ralph Daniels was talking about the fact that media has always been controlled. Media has always been controlled,
yeah.
mostly by non-black people.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that when we have black people in charge of media, they're usually overseen by white people. I say that to say this: the gentleman, the gentleman went on again, rumor, unproven. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Um, because if it was provable, it would have been proven, right? I mean, the things that are provable have been proven, haven't they? No,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
when we know that America loves nothing more than to tell you how terrible a black man is. We know this.
I guess it has to hold up in the
So,
court of law.
if this stuff was true and they could prove it, it would have been proven.
Mm,
And time again, and I'm trying to get to my point, but time and time again, we've seen smear campaigns run
mm,
against black men, and when they're proven to not be true, or there not be any proof to it, they just stick with it. I'll give you a great example. Then I'm gonna come back to my LeBron point. Remember a couple months ago when everybody was saying, "Oh, this lady put in a lawsuit saying that Jay Z raped her with Diddy and da 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 da," and people was running around, "Oh, Jay Z, I told y'all, I told y'all, I told y'all." Where did they go when the person came out and admitted that they lied about the whole situation?
mm.
Did they
And the
did
kangaroo
they
lawyer.
vanish? Did they vanish?
Derrick
Did
Rose
they
and Rachel Nichols is
disappear?
the one that stands out to me.
Another one. Uh, so I said that to say, I'm gonna come back to the point. This young man did an interview where he stood up for himself. Not only did he stand up for himself, he only spoke really one sentence about Stephen A. Smith. The sentence that he made. Now you're right. I know. I love you, Mike. Um, the sentence that he said about Stephen A. Smith was, and somebody tell me where this is incorrect. The only thing he said, and I watched the full hour and 13 minutes of the interview. He said Stephen A. Smith started out, "I was not going to talk about this but it went viral, so I need to address it here. And then after that point, he went on a tour of only talking about LeBron,
A Taylor Swift tour.
a Taylor Swift tour. Now, somebody tell me where that's incorrect.
Looking for it. Don't see it.
Nigga say he went
It's
on a
100% true. So when Stephen A. Smith goes on First Take, his show, right? Which the show, wait, that he's used to lord over other journalists that disagree with him when he's gotten sensitive and in his feelings and gotten people kicked that show. Word to Max Kellerman. Word to Monica McNutt. Word to what's my guy? Jay Williams. Word to RG3, who just came out and said that he did it to him. Word to all these people who a sensitive man has used his platform to shut down. I'm gonna come back to LeBron. If LeBron jumped out and he was so sensitive about Stephen A. Smith's comment, that he's so hurt by this. Why haven't he done this to Skip Bayless? Somebody.
Well, some will
said-
have you believe it's because Skip Bayless is a Caucasian.
I would completely disagree with that. I will tell you why he hasn't done it to Skip Bayless. Because Skip Bayless never insulted him as a father and as a man.
Oh, you talking about LeBron?
Yeah, still talking
Yes.
about LeBron. Yeah.
Skip
I
Bayless
thought
has
you
never
said
insulted.
Jay.
For all the stuff that Skip Bayless has said, he said some stupid things over the years. He's never questioned LeBron as a father.
Yeah. The one thing that I will give Skip Bayless props for is calling Chris Bosh Spice to his face.
That is hysterical. He's never, for all the dumb things he said, he's never questioned him as a father. And the one thing, think about this, y'all. This is a black man that was raised by a single mother in the projects of Akron, Ohio, who was able to make moves in his life and be so great at something that he was able to, in one day, sign a contract to get his mom out the hood. Did not have a father in his life, have his own children, and be an extremely active father. So the one thing you can insult about me that's going to pull me out of character is what?
My livelihood,
My fatherhood.
personality. Yeah.
My fatherhood. That's the one thing you won't come after me for. Then I'm like, nah, dog. No. You're not going to do that. So when Stephen A. and even Ron even said in an interview, he said my big issue is he missed the whole point. LeBron said this in an interview. He missed the whole point. The point is, dog, critique me as a basketball player, critique me as a mentor, critique me as a person in the media, critique me as whatever you want. But when you cross that line to say, I'm begging with you, I'm pleading with you, LeBron, as a father, you've got to stop this. Let's talk about what he needs to stop. He wanted LeBron to stop his son from going after his dream at the highest level of it. That's like Mike, 2'5", right? If your father was able to get you a job at ESPN, and let's say you were the worst analyst in ESPN history, in history, what up, my guy? Let's say your father was able to get you a shot at ESPN. Even if you get on there and shit the bed, you're terrible. Guess what your father should get? Father of the Year. We should be applauding the fact that this man, even if you think LeBron is the worst player in the world, and he's not, because he's outperforming every one of his peers. Why would I get critiqued because I got my son a shot at the highest level of his dream? It's nuts to me.
Who did he prevent from going to the NBA?
He didn't prevent anyone from going to the NBA. He didn't prevent anyone from going to the NBA. In fact, nobody that Bronny was drafted ahead of has been pulled into the NBA yet. None of them are outperforming him in the G League. Not one of them. In fact, if you look at all the second rounders, are there any second rounders outperforming Bronny?
Not that I could think of right now.
Not that I
as far
can
as in the
think of.
G-League.
So
I mean, hell, you could argue the top 10 people to some degree.
Not exactly. so that's my point. Is that Stephen A. Because so many people, and this is a conversation I had with my homeboy earlier. They're so committed to being right that they can't recognize their humanity. And all Brown was saying from the beginning was, "Listen, dog, this is not basketball that we're talking about. You're not insult. You're not going after basketball
Well,
stuff,
Quentin Post, that's one.
huh?"
I said just Quentin Post, I guess. He's the only
Yeah,
one that's
no,
outperforming
Quentin Post.
Bron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to Quentin Post. But that series, like that's it. The dude did a great interview. That if y'all watched, I don't know if y'all watched it. It's an hour and 13 minutes long. LeBron has never been on camera that long, unscripted, without being able to control everything around him. And he touched on so many things, pause, that we have speculated about over the years. So many things. He was genuine. I didn't feel like he was faking nothing. I didn't feel like he lied to us. Y'all know Ron be lying. He didn't
Yeah.
lie.
I still don't know if I believe that he read all those books.
Oh, that one. That's the one that made me like, all right, cool. Well, did you really read the book? I think he might have, but like the stuff about Wendy, like that's been a rumor forever that they were like the best of friends in high school, and Wendy built his entire career. Imagine somebody building their entire career off of your name, guys. You.
He ain't have
Oh,
to do Wendy like
I,
that.
I know Cups. Me and Cups. I went to the same high school as Cups, so I'm gonna call ESPN and say, hey, I have exclusive access to Cups.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
so I'm
Hell
going to bring you
yeah.
on just to talk about Cups.
He ain't have to do Wendy like that.
No, that was hysterical. And Wendy deserved it.
Out of cup beat writer.
You know what I'm saying?
And Wendy deserved it. Wendy deserved
Wendy
it.
done built himself a great career.
All right, sorry. I'm done with my clear out. But that was my point I wanted to make. Is Stephen A. Smith is as toxic as they come. There's a reason why the ratings for First Take have been going down consistently since Max Kellerman went down. He will not admit that. He would not realize that. But the fact is, homeboy, you are building the house. You are building a ship that's sinking, and it's you. Ain't nobody else. It's you. When you took over, it was the number one show, number one sports show on television. It is not anymore. Go for
Talk
it.
about
Sorry,
it.
my cloud's over. And I used to
Shout
love
out to
Stephen
the
A. Smith.
gang, man. Welcome into my dogs, my man, Pass Nation, Rumi Rowe in the building.
Ruby
Always a
Rowe,
pleasure
my guy.
to have my
What's
dogs
up, my
tapping
guys? How
in.
y'all doing?
Hey,
And we got the one and only Bleed Blue for the shoe.
Nation.
you know what I'm saying? Leave it up to Roe to avoid us until opening day.
I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
I know what to make my drop is. Hold on. I just
I
come
meant
in
I meant to
special
break the
punch.
news. I meant to break the news and say Roe was gonna be live on MLB opening
You know what
day.
I'm
in
saying?
the
Hopefully
Hotbox.
he watched my Orioles today.
Yeah. No, actually, I didn't even get to glance at y'all. Of course, I watched my
You know what
Yankees.
I'm saying? That 12-2 domination over the Blue Jays.
Yo, hey, Ro,
I ain't
I
gonna lie to
heard
you.
we
I
don't.
did see it earlier that y'all was doing work. So shout
Yo,
out to
Ro,
y'all.
I heard we don't have the number one pitcher active right now, so I don't know what to
He
do
gone for
when
the
I talk
year.
about baseball.
Yeah, man.
You
I
ain't
ain't
got
gonna lie.
Giancarlo either.
Yeah,
So,
bro.
so
I don't understand. How do you come into all season with freaking discomfort in your elbows, bro? What are you doing in all season? Picking up rocks or something?
no,
Like, come
what are you doing with your elbow
on.
so much that you? Yeah, dog,
I
protect your
just
Ain't it
elbow.
a
never, I never
team
heard
that
that.
got six
I don't
people
know. It sounds like
getting
he been pissing his wife off
Tommy
too
John
much.
surgeries?
Huh?
Ain't there a team that got like 6 players getting Tommy John surgery?
I know there's a couple players that's coming back from. Honestly, if you're a top starting pitcher in MLB, eventually at some point in time you're gonna have Tommy John surgery.
For
That's
sure.
just usually how it is. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
Cole got
actually,
his.
Thanks
Ro,
for the
since
clear out,
you're
Cups,
here,
by the way.
let me
Huh?
ask you a question, Ro.
Talk to me.
All right, so in the NBA, we talk about load management and how we don't like the players sitting out.
Right.
How do you feel about this new baseball strategy where pitchers aren't necessarily going the distance anymore?
I hate that.
I mean, I'm kind of in between. Like, I kind of see where the business standpoint of it, because like you're trying to get more value out of your pitcher, because from back in the day, I mean, obviously you had some pitchers who could, pitch 9 innings, but career wasn't going to last that long. You might get maybe 4 or 5 good years out of them. So I think more so they want the longevity for how much money these guys are making.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly, Now it was like the money that these relievers is getting is nowhere near the same as these starting pitchers. So at the end of the day, I still think starting pitchers at least still give you 7 innings. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, or at least 6. Give me 6. If you give me 6 every time, I can do that.
So picking your brain as a historian, is Strasburg the pitcher that started all this?
I would say I would have to agree with you on that, 2-5. I definitely have to agree with you on that.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
I got a question for you, Ro.
Talk to me.
What does it take for a baseball player to win MVP?
Well, honestly, that's always become offensive award. It's kind of almost like the quarterback for the NFL. So honestly, what I mean by that is honestly, you got to be hitting the ball. If you get between 40 and 50 home runs, batting average is above about 300 or so. RBIs would say about 120 plus. More than likely, you're gonna be running up for MVP. Now, as far as the way if you think about MLB is like you got Cy Young winners, and then you got it's just like you got a lot of different individual awards. They kind of reward each position. So you can have a starting pitcher that gets also as a Cy Young pitcher.
Do you like the awards being separated by league?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I do. Yeah, because you think about it, you playing your league the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not too much interaction games. Like, honestly, this is the first year the Yankees started off playing the Brewers, and I don't know how long. So we usually start off playing American League opponent.
Yeah, because Lethal, the way MVP work in the MLB is just think of it as you get a AFC MVP and an NFC MVP.
Now, is it fan base or is it still committee based like how our NFL
it's still
is?
writers and it's still media and writers and stuff like that.
Do they be biased? Are they real biased compared to like the NFL?
I think they do a pretty decent job. Like if you're comparing it to the NFL.
Yeah, well, see, what I think, but it is it's because it's not a lot of eyes that's on it like the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So NFL, everybody's on it. So you talk about it pretty much 12 months out of the whole year between the draft, combines, the actual season. You know what I'm saying? Like you glue it in from the video game. MLB, you really gotta be into it. You know what I'm saying? To really know, for them to really probably care about what the fans care about, honestly.
So can an MVP go through a slump? Like, can you go through a slump in a couple game stretch during your MVP season to still validate it, or is it like how we did with like Dak one year, where Dak had that one game, he show up against another team, have a stinker, and now he's not an MVP candidate no more.
Well, see, the difference between MLB and NFL is
way too many games.
It's a shorter season. So you got 16, well now 17 games. So your trial for error is very small. MLB is 162 games, so you can
you're going to have a slump.
You're going to have
That's
ain't no way you can come out of it. Like, well, ain't no way that you're not going to avoid a slump.
Correct. It's just a matter of what point of the season. So it's like either you're gonna start off hot and then cool down, or you might start off cold and then heat up. This is a matter of one point in time, you know what I'm saying, that you get hot. Honestly, you want to be hot towards after the All-Star break. That July on, because honestly, that's happening in MLB. The Nationals did it. I think it was under. I think they was probably like 12 games under 500 going into the All-Star break, and then after that, they went on a win streak and went on to win the World Series. So,
bro, I got Dodgers and Rangers. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Ooh, you're definitely wrong with the Rangers. I guess you got a lot of potential just in DeGrom's coming back.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just feel like their best players were injured most of last year, and they still almost made the playoffs.
They still almost did, but I just honestly I feel like they was MLB, man. It's like you can be good for 1 year. Next year you just not say trash, but
is Dele Cruz one of those players?
Yes,
he's on the wrong team.
Really?
That's the problem with him.
Yes,
I fuck with Dele Cruz, bro.
No, he's on the wrong team, but yes, he's one of those people.
Oh, he's one of those people that just just come in and just like.
Now, who my dog from San Diego? I know you seen that video I tagged you in, Ro.
Which one? No, I don't think I've seen it. Which one?
Yeah, it was Tatis is the most complete player in the league.
From Juan Soto himself said that Tatis
was a liar.
Oh, Soto line. How he the most complete player? But yeah, he just said that he the greatest hitter.
Oh, we.
Yeah, I was gonna say for
I'm saying,
me, I would
he
say
was like, bro can go to the beach and hit 40 homers. You know what I'm saying?
I would say for me it would be Soto or Mookie Betts. You know, maybe Acuna.
I can see that. Yeah. But see, the thing about me, Soto is great on offense, but his defense is average. It's not that great. Honestly, I would feel like Judge is more of a complete player than I'm saying, just because his defense is just as great as his offense. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would kind of give the nod to Judge. But Soto's offense is amazing. Like he's definitely probably the greatest hitter that I've seen in my time. Like the way he controls the tempo of no matter who's pitching.
Uh-oh,
Pitchers actually get
Soto
scared
is
of him.
better than Barry Bonds talk.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on
Cut.
real quick. Bro, I want to, in your opinion, or in baseball talk opinions, has there ever been like an MVP where they felt like it was really nobody else to give it to? Like it was just like he was the only person balling this year.
I mean, I feel like you're always gonna have the same runner-ups for the most part. But then, I mean, when you look at the numbers, it's like it's almost written. It's almost in the pudding type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you got a guy that's got 40 plus home runs and batting average is 315. He's definitely gonna be in the runner-up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Also, it's only usually like 2 or 3 guys a year that do that. Anyway,
facts. Like everybody's not hitting 300 all season. You know, so even Soto last year, he was I want to say he was 269, I think. You know what I'm saying? But his on base percentage was still 1 point something. So, though, honestly, that's kind of what you want to look more is the on base percentage as opposed to the batting average. You know what I'm saying? Because walks doesn't improve your batting average. It kind of keeps you sustained. You know what I'm saying? So,
for sure.
So Ro, last question from me on baseball. How good is Mike Trout? For real?
you know what? Oh man, 2-5. I'm so glad you said that. I swear, I was just thinking about this guy the other day when he was talking. Man, I think he's overrated. Man. Like, I mean, I feel like he's one of those guys where it's like he has the
People
numbers.
have told me he's like a top 10, 15 player all time.
That's what I hear, but I don't see it. Like, I feel like the few Angels games that I did watch, he doesn't really do it for me. And then honestly, he stays hurt. He almost reminds me of Grant Hill. You know what I mean? Almost. Don't take that literally, but I'm just saying as far as injuries, from an injury standpoint, you know what I'm saying? But I don't. Yeah, he's definitely not in my top 10 or 15. I can tell you that for a fact. I don't even think about Trout. But I mean, he does have the numbers at times. You know what I'm saying? Look from a number standpoint, you'd be like, well, he still managed to get. You know what I'm saying?
If I remember
plus.
correctly, he's only made the playoffs once.
Now, from that point of it, yes. Honestly, and then the 6 year we had Ohtani, they didn't do nothing at all. They didn't even make it to the playoffs. So, yeah, like I said, Mike Trout. But what is in baseball, man? Once you get locked into that long contract, you get locked in. Like I said, Soto's got this 15-year contract with the Mets, but the key is he do got to play an option after the year 5. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be the point there. I don't know if he's gonna stay in the whole 15 years. That's that's gonna be something to watch out to. 5.
Alex always keeping us straight. There it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's always a little catch and loophole in these contracts, man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, 100%.
That's something.
So
how good is Bryce Harper?
Hold on, we gonna get to that. But side note, real quick, before we get back into that, real quick, I just got to say this real quick. My guy Alex Ovechkin is officially 6 goals away from passing Wayne Gretzky. Carry on.
Snap, man. That's a good one there. That's a good one.
My last baseball joint for you, Ro, would be start bench cut. Sammy Sosa, Griffey Sr., Barry Bonds.
Griffey Sr.?
Griffey Sr.? What kind of shit is that?
I mean, everybody was gonna go junior, bro. Like everybody would assume me saying junior, bro. I have to.
Well, I don't care what the conversation is. I'm always cutting Sammy Sosa. Pause.
Yeah, I was gonna definitely start. Well, see, personally, I want Griffey Jr. I seen it's cool, but give me Griffey Jr. Man. Like I'm taking Griffey. Got to start. What is this? Start, sit him, cut him.
Sammy Sosa is the baseball.
Sosa's definitely out. Sosa's definitely out. Sosa's definitely out. That's a
then
fact.
Barry Bonds just that nigga.
Yo, Sosa can
Bonds.
go.
Yeah.
Hey, I actually saw that Sammy Sosa turned black again.
Really?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I seen him recently. He dark again.
Stayed out in the sun.
2-5. You don't got no confidence in your Braves, man. You're not looking at you don't think.
But I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, but it all depends on how Acuna is going to come back. You just never know how long it's going to take to get back into the swing of things because he wasn't playing during spring training or anything. So it's going to be a adjustment period. And I just think that the Dodgers are they just got better. I mean, they still out here signing people somehow.
Bruh, it's what it is, man. It's that California weather. They could just sell it, and everybody who don't want to play in California, and then it makes it easier for the Japan players because when they play in California, I forget the time frame, but it works good time over there. Like whatever time it is in Japan, it's like good time as opposed to the East Coast.
What's scary about the Dodgers is around the same time Clayton Kershaw is supposed to come back, Ohtani is supposed to be cleared for pitching around that time.
Yeah, he definitely was doing some pitching. I've seen that. And like I said, the boy Yomasaki, he's gotten comfortable. And then they had just signed the other Japan dude. I forgot his damn name. So yeah, Dodgers are definitely loaded. But like I said, what helped out a lot is because Ohtani's all their contracts, all those guys they signed, their contracts back end, so they're not getting no money on the front end. That 10-year contract, he's not really making the money until like year 6 through.
Who's the baseball team sharing the stadium with the Oakland Raiders back in the day?
It was the Oakland A's.
It was the Oakland A's.
Yeah, but now they're in Sacramento as they prepare for Vegas. But Alex, to answer your question, I see a top 3 Cy Young finish.
Top 3. What's the question?
For Skeens. You know what I'm saying?
Best duo in the MLB.
Another one of those guys that just plays for the wrong team.
It's gonna be another one thing. Like Sapolsky is gonna have another good year.
Bobby Witt.
He's not gonna finish his career with the Pirates. They're probably gonna keep him. I would say 1 more year, but he's going to end up getting traded because that's what the Pirates do. They have a great farm system as far as drafting great pitchers, but they can't keep him. I mean, Garrett Cole was
a Yankee, ain't he?
Yeah. Even Garrett Cole, Garrett Cole was drafted by the Pirates.
And shout out to the Red Sox.
I think Verlander came through the Pirates.
And then would you say, Lethal, who's the best 1-2?
My best 1-2 is Manny and Ortiz.
I don't know. I'm going with Betts and Ohtani for now.
As far as current, Ohtani and Betts is crazy right now. But I ain't gonna lie, when Judge and Soto, that was bad last year. That was nice.
Yeah, that was.
This year definitely got to be Ohtani. Like so, Ohtani.
If this was 2 or 3 years ago, I would have probably said Soto and Alonso.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably also would have said who used to bat second behind Altuve?
That one wasn't Bregman, was it?
I don't.
I know Bregman's gone now.
Yeah, Bregman's definitely gone. But whoever was right behind Altuve, that one too, like oh my god,
wasn't Tucker?
No, it wasn't Tucker. Tucker was always like 5th, 6th.
Did Rodriguez ever have a running mate
like Pudge?
You talking about Detroit?
Alex, I got a quick question for y'all while they talk about that. Would you be willing to trade Chris Olave for Joe Milton in a 3rd round pick?
Hey, Alex, you taking Drew Brees' career over Aaron Rodgers?
Yo, that's a wild pivot. Like, y'all just hijacked the baseball segment.
No, bro.
Chuck was like, put on a beat.
That was the baseball segment. What are you doing, Cuz?
It's Breeze all day, twice on Sunday, bro. Give me Breeze career, bro. I'm not taking the A-Rod path, bro.
We not talking about football.
I just asked Alex a quick question.
No, he's not. Back to baseball.
Well, hold up.
Hey, who y'all got winning a pennant?
Hey,
I just asked him a simple question.
Your guy Grant Nelson got 6 points and 2 boards at the half.
Shout out to Grant Nelson.
You know what I'm saying? They up by 11 at the half.
Hey, back to the baseball, man. My guy rolling here.
Started. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be the Dodgers as far as the National League. I ain't gonna lie to you on that. Dodgers definitely. I mean, the Mets gonna be entertaining, but I don't think they're gonna do much. They're gonna make the playoffs.
Phillies slept on.
Phillies, yeah, but like I said, the Dodgers, like you said, man, it's just loaded, man.
You know what my problem with the Phillies is?
What's your problem, bro?
They the Milwaukee Bucks. They're good, but they just trot out the same team every year and think something gonna be different.
They definitely trot out the same thing.
Did the Phillies get Damian Lillard?
No. Unless you know what I'm saying? No. And shout out to Dame, man. I hope you could come back soon, bro.
Yeah,
props, man.
Don't be like that, Alex. Stick up for your mans.
You know what I'm saying? But oh yeah, somebody asked earlier, I forgot who said it, but Ro, how good is Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper's like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bryce Harper's like that. Yeah. definitely. Now as far as you're saying, from an offensive standpoint, I like him. I think he's like that. Defense, it's okay. Ain't nothing to really toot your horn about. You know what I
Who's
mean?
Paul Skeens? Did y'all get the predictions for Paul Skeens?
Yes. He top 3 in the Cy Young. He's Livy Dunn's boyfriend.
Yeah, he definitely be top 3 in Cy Young. Yeah, Paul Skeens is like that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nice.
That brother,
Nice.
he just. Whew.
So when you watching baseball, from the eye test, how do you view the team as one of those teams you be like, yeah, this the team that got that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They the champs, or they got that championship look caliber team. Do you have to base it off the numbers?
No, honestly, it's about roster and pitching. Like, you look at the Dodgers and you just look at the roster and you just say who's going to beat them. Before you even get to the eye test, you just look at the roster and say who's going to beat them. Once you're actually watching the games,
because I don't watch.
That's why Atlanta's been so good. Atlanta's had the rotation, but they lost their guy to the Yankees. So you start to look, but also it's harder to tell until after the All-Star break. Because like the Cubs last year, for example, the Cubs started out on fire, and then once May and June hit, so they look like if baseball had a G League, they look like that. And then July and August came, the Cubs picked it back up. September, they went right back into the tank. So so I think the thing you look for more than anything, one way or the other, whether it's hitting, pitching, skill or not, you just look for consistency.
Nice.
The thing about baseball's so great, man. It's a chess match. You got to think about it. It's just you and the pitcher. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody can save you. There's no help over here or help over there. And you got to try to figure out what's the next pitch. Is it going to be a fastball, a splitter, a sinker? So you got a point of a half of a second to figure out where this ball is going. That's what makes it so interesting. And then by the blink of an eye, you make a mistake and boop, it's out the park. Just saying, fellas. It could change the game, blink of an eye.
So in your mind, do you feel like would you rather your pitcher have four good types of pitch, as far as like different changeups and stuff, or would you rather have that pitcher that he has those 2 pitch, but they just unstoppable?
But most 2 pitch.
I don't care if you got 2 pitches, those are two nasty pitches. I mean, on our team, I forgot the pitcher's name. He only has 1 pitch. He throws the damn. I want to say it's the changeup. I forgot his damn name. Damn, he pitches for us though. Tommy Canale. His last name was Canale. It's like Kahnle, something like that. But yeah, he chose 1 pitch. And then when he pitched for us last year, he pitched in the playoffs. He literally put the same 1 pitch for 50-some pitches, and they couldn't hit it. It was such a weak pitch that even if you made contact with it, you was gonna do a ground out. You know what I'm saying? Because it was only coming at you like 85 miles per hour. So yeah, if you only got 1 pitch, then that's a nasty bit. Mariano Rivera, one of the best closers that we had, he only had 2 pitches. River, once he got that cut fastball, that was it. That cut, you know what I'm saying? Like that did it. You know what I'm saying?
But I was gonna say most pitchers that only have like really 1 or 2 pitches are usually relievers. They're not usually like starting
You can't be
pitchers. To be a starting pitcher, you gotta have.
Nowadays, with the pitchers, like we were talking about earlier, being on pitch count, some of the relievers are sort of semi-starters anyway. But Ro, let's play a quick game real quick.
Talk to me.
Quick games.
All right, Chicago White Sox. This is you putting your Vegas brain on. The over under.
I appreciate this perspective, Alex. I'll chime in.
Talk to me. Over under. Whatever it is, taking the under.
Okay. I was gonna say the over under is 53.5.
Take the under all the way under.
Because they won 41 last year.
Yeah, they might get to 42.
All right, let's go. Pirates 77.5.
Ooh.
71.5. I'll take the over.
I said 77.5.
77.5. Take the under. Taking the under.
Red Sox.
Is it on McCutcheon?
Yeah.
You said Red Sox. What's it?
Yeah, Red Sox 86.5.
Hey, what? So, Red Sox
Taking the
20 under 20.
Taking the under.
What we doing over under for again?
86.5.
86.5. Yeah, the Red Sox didn't really. They
wins?
made a couple moves this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we getting like 98 of them, John.
You like the Red Sox too?
Yeah, he like the Red Sox.
What is wrong?
He bossed it all the way, man.
What do you mean, bro?
Where were you when
And
they
it's
were
all
when they were using
coincidental.
the
It's
bathroom in
all
Bill Russell's bed?
coincidental. It's all coincidental. It's not like I just picked the city and was like Boston. Like I said, bro, it's a story behind both of them.
Yo,
My
Ben
mom's a
Bessie
Yankees
would be
fan.
so disappointed.
All right.
My
Hey,
mom's a Yankees fan.
Mets. New York Mets, 90.5.
Under.
That's a good one there. Good to see the Mets at the Braves, Phillies. So if the Mets, if you take the over on the Mets, that means I don't know if it's because I don't see three. That's a tough one. Hold on.
It
Okay,
is,
let me
ain't
think
it?
of
It is. I'm gonna say
Because
under.
like
I'm gonna say under.
You taking under? You taking under?
Yeah,
But how
I'm gonna
much?
take the under because they got the Phillies and Braves in their division.
I know, but that's what I was saying. I was like, there's gonna be a three-headed monster race as far as obviously three teams are not gonna get 85 wins.
All right.
So
let me switch it up a little bit. How about this? Angels and Athletics, 71.5. Do they both go under?
yes, yes. I don't even blink an eye on that. But no, you know what? I'm gonna go with you too far. I'm gonna take the under with the Mets. I'm gonna take the under. Even though they got Soto, I think they're gonna be it's gonna be nip and tuck. I'm gonna say they're gonna get like 88 though. They're gonna
All right.
play like right
You
there.
ready for my surprise over?
What's that?
My surprise over is Diamondbacks over 86.5.
That's not a surprise one. I mean, they made it
like
to the
that.
world. They made it to the playoffs last year. That's not bad. They're a young team that's in the coming, so that's not
And then
bad.
my surprise under. I don't think you're ready for my surprise under.
Give them the surprise under, bro.
My surprise under is Guardians, formerly known as the Indians,
Mm-hmm.
under 82.5.
They got a guard, yo.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm gonna disagree with you on that. They're gonna get that just because that division 2-5 is so weak, man.
I
Like
know, but I like the Royals and the Tigers this year.
the Royals, you waste your time, man.
Bobby Witt, man, Bobby Witt.
Bobby Wood's good. Don't get me wrong. Warriors, they gonna fight. I ain't gonna lie. You're right. They did. I don't know. I don't see them.
All right, since you brought them up earlier, last one.
Is it good or not, bro?
Last one.
It's hard to tell. It's too early, man.
Since we were talking about them being the wrong team earlier, how about Cincinnati Reds over 78.5?
I'm taking under on that. That's gonna be my surprise under. Taking under.
Okay.
You don't like Delhi?
Hey, they won 77 last year.
I know, but I don't think they're gonna do it again this year. I think they're gonna take a step back.
Okay. Oh, actually, I do got one more.
So
Padres, 85.5.
Over.
Yeah, I'm taking the over.
Okay. And this over-under has been brought to you by Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. All right, Liquid Death.
And now,
Hey.
Alex, I just want to tap in real quick because you know your Rumi Rose Pass Nation as well. Before we do all that though,
Oh,
Rumi
you know
Rose,
Alex a nerd. He talking about wide receiver 7.
I mean, I got a lot to say
How
about
do
this
you
patch shit.
feel-
This
how do
patch
you
shit
feel
is
about our new wide receiver in New England?
Thank you. Okay, before we do that, real quick, Cups. I just want to thank Ro for the baseball segment. It was a great
man, I
breath of fresh
appreciate that.
air.
You know what? I appreciate that, Rez, because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That was a great 15 to 20 minutes of just straight good questions,
Hey,
good knowledge,
we
man.
gotta-
Like,
we
Yeah.
gotta
Well,
start
to be
doing the
specific,
hot
it was actually
corner.
more like 30.
We got to start
Yeah,
doing the
definitely.
hot corner, bro.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I had
I
the first 12. I had the first 12.
We definitely gotta do a
Oh,
hot
you
corner
did.
or something like
You
that.
did.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to do some squeeze some late seconds. What it is, I got 3
No,
jobs
for real,
right now. So
bro. We need you. No, for
that's-
real. We need you. Like we need a baseball segment. Like
I
each
know.
month,
Yeah.
each like every week. You need to come and do something like that's like, okay, this is where we at. These are
Yeah.
the current
Yeah,
standings.
we can
These are
do
players
that.
to watch
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
MVP
bro. You
race.
could be our Ken Rosenthal.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, that's a fact.
I know baseball is not as popular, as football. You know what I'm saying? Like I
We
know
bringing
that, but
baseball back.
There
I
we
want
go.
the hot box to be a space where we can talk
Make
about like
baseball
we
great
have
again.
that.
There you go.
Make the
There you
diamond,
go.
yeah, make Diamond talk great again, man.
Do that. You do it, Ro. Put
There
it
you
on your
go.
back,
We gonna
Go on
start
homeboy.
your
somewhere.
back, bro.
I
Pause.
appreciate it.
Pause.
Hey,
But,
yeah.
Hey, yo.
Cups, I think that we live in a society where people are just overreactive and hyperbolic.
For sure.
Stephon Diggs is one of the best route runners in the league, if nothing else. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Yes, he's coming off of an injury, but a lot of dudes are coming off an injury. You know, people try to make it like he's old. You know, they keep saying he's aged. He's 31 years old. He's not 33.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? He's obviously, if nothing else, he's, you know, from a skill and technique standpoint, he should help out the young receivers in that locker room. You know what I mean? And I think that you should see now, I don't know what the level will be, but you should see some of those receivers look better this season.
The thing
I don't
about it, kind
disagree.
of, I think is Mike Vrabel. You know, is still like obviously a defensive minded coach. He's gonna run the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping that they don't be giving Stephon the targets that he at least wants to design. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want
Well,
you
they
to
got
just
your
go to
boy
say,
back,
who?
Your
Josh
boy is back.
McDaniels.
I,
The bounce is back.
yeah, I understand. I'm just he's still gonna run the
They ain't gonna throw
ball.
that rock.
You know,
The
what I mean, you got to think about who's
Viper's
the head
gonna throw
coach,
that
man.
rock.
Like,
But what I can
yeah,
say
they
though
gonna run the
is
ball. Man.
when Stephon Diggs first got to Buffalo and he went to help out Josh Allen, it was a different philosophy in offense. And I'm not saying that Josh Allen is a different quarterback than Drake May. I've seen enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we wanted to have that kind of offense, we could. But at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, because the 3 or 4 seasons that Diggs was there, he had a 1,500-yard season. He had a 13, a 12. I think he had an 1,100-yard season. He definitely was stuffing the stat sheet, but I still feel like in the kind of offense that we have, 1,100 to 1,200 yards from Stephon Diggs was to be just as impactful as 1,500 yards in Buffalo. I feel like it's like especially the way that we're gonna be trying to run the football, and we might not be that much of a vertical offense, even though I see it. I see it, but we still got people that we're gonna be throwing the football to. There won't really that many other people to throw the football to in Buffalo. So I feel like as long as Stephon Diggs is on the field, and that's gonna take attention away from Kayshon Boutte, come on, dog. And we still got Pop Douglas.
Yeah, all your receivers are young. That's the part that I don't get about like in Patriot land, the sky is falling. They're all young.
Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Right.
And if we make the Elliott Wolf, I gotta spark this damn joint.
I mean, at the end of the day, I wasn't mad at the signing. Like I said, you had to start somewhere. Like I said, I mean, honestly, they would have liked to have gotten T. Higgins, but Cincinnati, you know, honestly, they gave T. Higgins a shitty ass deal. I don't know why he signed that raggedy shit, but
Alex
guess
Austin,
he
quote
really
me
wanted.
on this. Elliott Wolf, you need to do the right thing with that number 4 pick. There's a guy from the Arizona Wildcats that's waiting to be drafted right now. 6'5". I was always saying he ran a 4.3, but he what was it, a 4.49? That's still all right for that height and size. All right, people keep saying Drake London. I'm seeing better than that. I've never seen Drake London move fluently. Like, bruh, move like somebody 5'11". Like Drake London moved like a 6'4" athlete. So that all I'm saying. Teteroa McMillan, yes sir, and Alex Austin, Hunter Henry did lead the Pats in receiving. You know what I'm saying? I was just about to say we gonna snatch them from you.
I mean,
Hunter Henry is definitely still a good tight end. I'm looking for Jaheim Bell to step into the rotation, and you know
Florida
what I'm
State
saying.
/ Gamecock.
You know what I'm
You
saying.
know,
I'm definitely looking.
but
for
as
that.
I look at my watch, here, I'm trying to figure out where's the Brock Purdy news.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Hold on.
I'm
Hold
just
on.
saying. I mean, I hear about Ayuk could be traded.
They said
You
you
know, I
could
hear
be traded.
where the Brock Purdy news at?
But do you know why you hear you could be traded? You don't hear Brock Purdy news
Why's that?
because none of the news is coming from the San Francisco front office. It's people speculating in these here streets. It's the same thing they do every year, dog. Like I'm pretty sure Brandon Ayuk might be on the block because we just got rid of Debo and we have a real. I mean, if you could trade Brandon Ayuk and get like stuff that you think you can use this year in a retooling year when you just drafted Ricky Pearsall, when you feel good about Juwan Jennings, like it's like You're not going to get talk about about Brock Purdy signing until Brock Purdy signs. That's the only thing you're going to hear. There's no other news to come out.
I'm just trying to figure out why they happened yet.
I don't think they have because I think they're establishing a baseline. And I think they also want to see what happens. I think Brock either gets signed right before the draft or it won't happen until August.
Hmm.
I think those are the two things that like that's one of the two things will happen. We will not get to camp without Brock without a contract. That's just not gonna happen. If we get to camp and Brock doesn't have a contract, then I'm worried. But up until then, dog, like it's not like his pay will kick in the next day. So like in Brock Purdy, you gotta remember Brock Purdy comes for money. So it's not like he's sitting around here waiting on like he don't need to take a contract right now. And whenever he does, it's gonna be the most money he's ever made in his life, regardless of what that number is.
All right, you better keep that same energy when y'all be starting Aaron Rodgers week 1.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
and you know what? If that happens, then it happens, bro. But I just highly doubt that it happens.
No,
And
that
I'll
ain't
say
happening,
this.
man. That ain't
I'll say
happening.
this. If we sign Aaron Rodgers, we're trading Brock Purdy.
For sure,
And if we sign Aaron Rodgers, we're drafting another quarterback in the first and second round this year.
Get some hot takes here.
Possibly.
But there's no world in which we keep Brock Purdy and sign Aaron Rodgers. That would make zero sense. Brock has shown that he's a play right now quarterback. So teams will give up stuff I heard a deal that I thought was actually really good before the Giants did what they did with Jameis and Russ. But shoot, trade up, send Brock to the Giants, give us that pick. We'll move up from the 11th pick to the 3rd pick, and we pick one of those guys. I would have been fine with that if that's what they want to do. You pick one of those guys, then you go get Aaron Rodgers off the scrap heap. Let Aaron Rodgers play this year. Okay, cool. If that's what you want to do. But again, that's why I said he's either going to sign right before the draft, or it's not going to happen until right before training camp.
Okay.
But we're not going to hear any news except for Brock signed today or Brock didn't sign today. So unless y'all just want us to keep repeating that they didn't sign today when the news clearly shows that, there's no other news when it comes to Brock. But with Brandon Ayuk, the speculation makes a lot more sense because Brandon Ayuk took us through the offseason that he took us through last year and played 3 games before tearing his body apart. Like it was not effective in the games that he played.
So in Quinta Brunson news,
Who knew she was married?
I didn't even know I didn't even know her name.
I knew her name.
I know the show,
Quinta
but I watched
Brunson.
the show, but I didn't know the name. No, but are the Pittsburgh Steelers with the aura and pageantry and tradition that comes with that franchise, are they just embarrassing themselves as they hang out and wait for Aaron Rodgers right now?
Yeah, they're looking desperate, man. Like, what the hell are they doing?
For sure.
Like, let's be real, bro.
For
Like,
sure.
they had no plan past Roethlisberger.
They need to just sign Drew Lock and get it over with.
And like, honestly, let's just be honest, man. Like, I
They
know
could have had
everybody
Jameis
like,
by
Mike T
now,
is a
bro.
good coach, blah, 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 blah. But if he wasn't coaching for the Steelers, he would have been fired twice. And so many other different franchises.
That's tough. That's real shit.
Let's be real. Like, it's just because the Steelers is an organization that just only had 3 coaches in the last 100+ years. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's safe over there. But he's just going in there cashing checks, man. Like, the Steelers are not doing nothing. Like you said, y'all literally sitting around waiting for Aaron Rodgers. And why is everybody just passionate Aaron Rodgers? Like, what has he done in the last 2 years? Nothing.
I agree,
what has he done in the last, let's say, 14 years?
These are great questions.
I wasn't even gonna go that far, brother. You know what I'm
These
saying?
are great
I wasn't gonna go that
questions.
far. Like, I was just gonna go the last 2 years, brother. Like, I like to keep updating your resume. Last year was not a great
But
season.
what if he
to say Aaron
decides?
Rodgers.
But what if he decides?
What has Stephen A. Smith done in the last 10 years?
Oh, I can tell you what Stephen A. Smith has done.
In his case, he said first take his #1 ratings for 11. He'd signed a $100 million contract.
Stephen A. has made Big Perk a star. LeBron James, you need to stop it.
I'm pleading with you as a father.
Carry on.
Steelers looking embarrassing, man. They're looking sad. Like I said, they've been waiting around for Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is gonna take his sweet jolly time, like he's just that guy.
But what if Aaron Rodgers signs with the Vikings? What if he decides to retire? Then what? Like, you just going? I guess you go after Jackson Dart.
Aaron Rodgers
He's not going to sign with the Vikings.
I don't got him signed.
It'd be
I thought
tight
the
to wait
Vikings
till
said they
after
were
the
out.
draft.
The Vikings said they were out, right?
Yeah,
Vikings are
said
out.
they were out. Yeah,
Oh,
Vikings
did
out.
they say that? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Vikings said they were out. Yeah.
So
They
who
were
else
out.
is it then?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. You know, the Giants are gone. Is there another team out there somewhere?
The Niners are like the
That's his
dark
boy
horse,
his
like
dream. Yeah.
far, is last great hope. But I
Hey,
think it's the
Alex.
Steelers.
Hey, Alex. What about Aaron Rodgers to the Saints?
They got Spencer Rattler, man. I keep saying that, dog. They got Spencer Rattler.
That means nothing to me.
South Carolina's on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think we're waiting for Lenore Sellers.
Shout out to Lenore, who's going to have an
Shout out to
amazing
Lenore.
season this year. By
Hey,
the
he
way,
getting
shout out to
Heisman
Lenore.
hype this year.
Heisman. I'm telling you. Heisman.
He just got. I want to say he just got 11 million in NIL money,
That's nuts.
and he was offered 7 million more, 9 million more to go to UGA, and he said, "No, I'm a one team person. I'm playing for South Carolina. That's it."
Imagine if he could throw.
Lenore's nice, bro.
But imagine
Sellers
if he
is
could
nice,
throw.
bro. Well, so Sellers went to South Florence High School. They run the extreme version of the Navy offense. Like it is the Navy offense. We played them in the playoffs last year. I was like, dog, just throw the ball. Like
Throw
they
it.
were down. They were down 28 points and still trying to run the ball. What are y'all doing? Throw the ball. But like they did not have it. So Lenore Sellers, like the fact that he was able to put up the numbers that he did at that school was crazy to me.
So speaking of college football, real quick, did you ever think that you would live in a world where you would see Andrew Luck firing a coach?
No,
Nah.
did not. Has he done it?
Shout out to Andrew Luck, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Where'd that nation go? Oh, he left on the baseball side.
But yeah, like Andrew Luck out here firing coaches, man, and you know what I'm saying, Stanford talking about hiring the old Army and the old Navy coach. Well, not the old.
Did you ever
not
thought
the
you
old
see
Army
Master
coach, the
P be
current
the
Army
AD?
coach.
Did you ever think you see Master P be the AD of a university?
Hey,
That's
hey.
wild.
See, but the problem is
They
is that
vowed
you
it
got,
about it.
well, the problem is you got LSU,
Wow.
you got the Raging Cajuns, you got Tulane. I don't know where he fit in at.
Hey man, you see, hey, we gotta
Unless
give
Southern
him a
Grambling
chance.
calls him.
Gotta give him
What
a
they gonna
chance,
sleep at
man.
on the no limit compound?
You know what I'm
Gotta give
saying?
him a chance, man.
Speaking of which, did you see that Steph Curry is the GM at Davidson?
Yeah, I saw that.
did
That's
see
dope.
that.
Oh wow,
I did see that.
That's wild.
Yeah, maybe he'll find a way to get Kevin Durant there.
Oh
What the hell
gosh.
is he gonna do as a GM over there? Like, what the hell is that? Like, let's just be real. What the hell does he know about that?
I know. And sadly, in news that only 2-5 cares about, you know, after St. Francis lost their NCAA tournament game to Alabama State last week, they decided to leave Division I and go to Division III.
Yeah, they said they couldn't take it no more.
They only got 2,300 students, so you know, I guess the NIL is wiping them out. So it makes me think that over the next 2 years or so, we might start to see some of these private schools fade away.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
Yeah,
right.
man. Because like I was saying, we was just talking about the C word and how you know those kind of stories are going away. But it's like, man, is this the downfall of what we asked for with NIL? Like having the students get paid? Like, is this just what's going to come?
Well,
with
see, it ain't necessarily. It's not even necessarily just the NIL. It's more so the transfer portal.
Right.
That's what's really what doing it. It's what I'm saying. It's like guys could just transfer like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? And people just bribing each other like it's what I mean. So like
Yeah, the NIL. Yeah, no, you nailed it, bro. That's absolutely it. NIL mixed with the transfer portal. If there was not a transfer portal, like it would not be as bad. That transfer portal makes it nasty, and it even extends down to high schools now too.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. If you're like, say hypothetically, you're the last place team in the Missouri Valley Conference or something.
But yeah, what we got here.
Like you still might get Georgetown or Providence coming after your best player, even as the last place team.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
sir.
and
Chef Residente.
Residente. Oh yeah, Residente will appreciate this. So I've been hearing all these people doing their normal bitching about the transfer portal being open right now because I was just about to bring that up, Mike. The transfer portal going on in the middle of the NCAA tournament, where
Which is nasty.
you got at least 4 coaches that I could think of off the top of my head that got another job the day after their team was eliminated from the tournament.
That's nasty work.
Yeah, Will
That's
Wade.
nasty work.
Will Wade,
Wade.
Richard Pitino, Ryan Odom out of VCU left to go to UVA.
I mean, but at the end of the day, 2-5. Let's just be real. I don't understand this shit. It feel like everywhere else, nobody cares about fairness, but in sports, it's like everything has to be fair.
Right.
Dinner's
So
done.
go-
Miracle,
so-
if you
so
want to eat,
what?
there's something for you too.
So what? It's like
Okay.
F it. Like, so my man got another job opportunity. It was a lose-lose situation, whether I told y'all before the tournament started or I told you after the tournament. Regardless, it was a lose-lose situation. I did something that was going to better me and my family.
No,
Right.
that's
Better
fine. I
opportunity.
don't think anybody has a problem with that. But I think
Nah.
I think the problem is that when you talk about the players, right?
Okay.
Because even in the NBA, we talk about Paul George having his podcast and all that kind of stuff like that. So it's like you need to focus on the game. You
Right.
need to be
Podcast.
present. Meanwhile, the guy that's preparing you for the game is talking to other schools or other teams, and he got a job before you can even get in your shower. Like
Right.
Will Wade, you can't tell me.
But wasn't he wasn't he coaching during the tournament?
Huh?
He was coaching. He was coaching after. I thought he was coaching after they made the announcement that he was already taking the
Yeah,
job.
he did. Yes, he did. But a lot of these other guys, like Richard Pitino, he lost Sunday night. Before I went to bed Monday night, they said, "Hey, he's the new coach at Xavier."
That's
So
crazy.
Xavier didn't call him Sunday night after that game and say, "Yeah, sorry, coach, how you feeling? I got $8 million for you." You know what I'm saying? Like
Tonight
they've been
we
talking
watched
to
you
him.
lose, and we decided you are our guy.
Yeah, just like so Jay Lucas, right? From Duke staff, right? He took the Miami job.
I'm still alive, guys.
Like he took the Miami job. That's fine. That happened during the season. Miami fired their coach during the season. It's okay for a school to say, "Hey, this is the coach that we want." But when
Right.
you're playing an NCAA, because if a player did something and they lost the NCAA tournament game, people would say, "Where was his focus? He was
Yeah.
out here on podcasts, or he was out here doing this." The
You know
coach
I'ma
gets
say
a
it.
new job. It's like, hold up, y'all just lost this game. Was the coach not focused?
He wasn't focused, man. That's
We
why
don't
he
have
lost.
those, but we don't have those.
So a guy
conversations.
can't multitask. We do have a big mind here. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
you
Guy-
can't multitask during the NCAA
Oh,
tournament.
man,
Like,
that's crazy
Man,
work.
Ryan Odom, you know what I'm saying? He needed to be focused. VCU lost, and that man said, "Oh, I never heard of Charlottesville before. Like, let me check them out."
But as
That's
the team, as the school who's obviously that's looking for the coach is like, so when am I supposed to reach out to these coaches? You
can reach out to my agent. You can't talk to me.
right. Hey,
Right.
man, listen.
You can call my agent all day long. Like, you want to get a hold of LeBron? Call Rich Paul.
I just don't like that they don't have. I don't like that they have
Respect,
tampering rules.
respect
I don't like the unfairness of having. Okay, you have tampering rules for quote unquote free agents, but you don't have tampering rules for coaches.
Right.
Like I shouldn't be able to start negotiating with a coach. Like if it should actually, they actually should have investigations. Like if they find out that you've done that in the middle of a season, that you get you lose. There's some kind of sanctions and stuff on your school.
Right.
That's how you end that stuff.
And right now, real quick, Alabama 60, BYU 47 with 17:05
Oh
left in the
Jesus!
second half.
Yeah, I was just
Florida-
about to get that,
Florida 40,
Maryland, Florida it is.
Maryland 38 at halftime. And Duke is
All right.
up in the hour against Caleb Love, the Duke killer. But
Hey dog, you know what we doing.
but
Hey, tell me what we doing, Dallas Mike. Tell me what we doing when we play against Caleb Love.
but it's just one of those things, right? Like because to this day, people still talk about, and I know this is professional, but people still bring up the Giants in the boat. You know what I'm saying? Odell and them going on the boat
Yeah.
the week before
Yeah.
that game or whatever the case may be, and they weren't focused. That's why they lost the playoff game, so on and so forth. I just can't. It's just hard for me to believe that a dude is giving his full 100% when he knows what's on the other side. Like the
Yeah,
quicker,
no, respect. Yeah,
the
yeah,
quicker
that's
you
real. Yeah,
lose,
that's
the
real.
quicker you get to go out on the recruiting trail, and the
Yeah.
transfer portal is open. So, like, why am I giving you my all when I'm trying to get some of these dudes that's on the team right now on my new team?
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey man, life's a bitch and then you die. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't fair.
That's why we
That's
get
just what
high,
it is.
because you
That's
never
why we
know
get
when
high,
you're gonna
man.
You
go.
see what I'm
Hey,
saying? That's just what it is, man. Like ain't none of this stuff fair. America wasn't built
P5,
fair. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? The way that the shit was created was fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
can you
So
please look up and tell me what time North Carolina plays tonight?
I looked for
The
that all
university.
day.
I'm sorry, the university. The University of
Well,
North Carolina.
I
Let me
looked
see.
for it all day and I couldn't find it. But what I will tell you is that tomorrow you got the Duke and North Carolina girls going head to
girls,
head.
go ahead, yep.
Oh, the girls are playing. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good. I'm
tomorrow.
glad
That's
somebody.
tomorrow.
I'm glad somebody got in there.
You
That's
know what I'm
good,
saying?
man.
But Residente and Mike, so I brought it up earlier, you know what I'm saying? The Duke killer, you know what I'm saying, playing against the Devils tonight. I got a 9.5 point spread. Duke covering or no?
9.5 against Arizona. Didn't we lose to Arizona earlier this year?
No, y'all beat them by 14 actually.
Oh, then shoot, double it up. Let's go. Take it.
That's
He
tough.
said, take it.
Just right off
And I'll
top.
say this. I'll say this. The team is playing with the most confidence I've seen them play with all year as a whole team. Like having to go through the ACC tournament without dang, I forgot his name. White boy.
Who you talking about? Duke still?
Yeah. Cooper. Without
Oh,
Cooper
Cooper
having to go through
Flag.
the ACC tournament without
Wow.
Cooper
Yeah,
Flag. I'm
the
sorry,
white
having to
boy.
go through the tournament without Cooper Flag, the ACC tournament without Cooper Flag has been tremendous for that team's confidence. Cause you remember we were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we were watching the
Watching
first
that
game of the
game.
season. I said, as soon as Cooper Flag figures out I can trust my teammates,
It's over.
they are going to skyrocket. And that's exactly what we're seeing happen. We're seeing other players step up and be amazing. It could be a different guy every night. They got at least 4 guys on there that can put up 20 anytime they want to.
So
Like,
I got
it's
two
ball game.
wild statements for you real quick. One of them is not my
Go.
statement. They can be heard on Sports Reports as ordered by the one and only Mr. Logical. My
Shout out to my
statement
guy.
is Con Knipple and Cooper Flag are showing what we thought we would get out of RJ and Zion.
I agree.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Now, for his wild statement, Mr. Logical has gone on record. There's even a clip floating around the interwebs right now
He viral.
that Cooper Flag is going to be more impactful to winning than Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
I wonder. I came in at the right time.
Wow.
He literally said that. You know what I'm saying? He
More
said,
impact to winning. So what? So I think I take that a couple of ways. One, the Spurs are in a really interesting place. So regardless of how good Wembanyama is going to be, until they figure out this coaching situation and what they actually want to do building wise, because they just been throwing stuff at the wall once they got Wemby. They haven't really put a whole lot into
they
building a
got to
team
figure out who
around
their
him.
coach is going to be.
But Cooper has an opportunity to go to a team that is going to be better than the Spurs, as long as he don't go to the Wizards. God forbid he goes to the Wizards.
No, I want
But
Arius Bailey.
So I mean, if Cooper, if you judge just based off of just the talent, though, like
if the Spurs win the lottery, oh my God.
if you're not looking at like just where they at, but if you're just looking at prospect for prospect, player for player, based off of talent, attributes, and all that, who would you say is the better one between Cooper and Victor?
I
That's
think
hard.
Victor is easily better. I think there's no conversation here. I mean, obviously, I've seen one in the NBA already, and I haven't seen the other, so that's easy to say right now.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going with Victor. Obviously, hopefully, he can come back, get well. I think Cooper Flag, I think is going to be a pretty damn good NBA player. I don't know if he's going to be a take over the league sensation guy.
So do you see any like?
I
Is
love
that the
his
flaw?
confidence.
So is that like the weakness
I
or
love his
flaw that
confidence.
you see
I love
in
his
him?
confidence.
No, what I like about Cooper Flag is that he is, without Jason Tatum feeling insulted,
Oh my God.
Cooper
You
Flag
know I was
is
going there next. You know I was going there next.
Cooper Flag is probably the prototype of this era. Like the big guy, that can pass the ball, that can step out and shoot, can guard all positions. Like he's that guy that you're designing in a lab to play in this era. You know what I mean? I just got to see it against NBA bodies, against NBA athleticism. you know, to get that gauge on it.
I think I love so the things I look at when I look at Cooper Flag, one, raw talent is definitely there. Um, most white players, when you're talking about them, is usually like they can't stay in front of anybody defensively and they can't move like with the ball. Cooper can get around anybody and he has a post game and he can play defense.
Yeah,
Like,
Utah's gonna love him.
yeah, no, God, please don't send that man to Utah. Lord, please don't send that man to Utah. Like, Lord, I don't ask you for a whole lot, but this is the one I'm asking for. Don't send that man to Utah to get like stuck into the abyss
But
of whiteness. Like,
don't OKC got a whole bunch of picks where they can make the grand ransom to go get Cooper Flag in the
They
draft?
do,
Also,
including it depends on what Philadelphia does because Philadelphia, if their pick is below 6, OKC can get it.
do
wow.
you think is it a possibility? Just looking at like how the league been going and stuff, it after seeing like the Luka and AD trade, do you feel like it is legitly a possibility that OKC might actually pull the trigger and go add Cooper Flag to a SGA and Chet
I
team?
don't know because I don't think they need to.
They
Like
don't.
OKC doesn't need another young dude. You know what
But
I
that'll
mean?
put
Like,
them over that'll give them that like the same way we look at how Celtics is constructed as just a team overall. You got the Lakers constructed where you got Luka and Braun, and then you still got your third man in Austin Reeves. Then if you look at maybe like the Warriors, you got your Steph, you got your
but you're asking
Draymond.
an inexperienced team to get more inexperienced.
I mean, shit, they was already young. They done got more season. They getting more season right now.
There's not enough touch. There wouldn't be enough touches for him though.
Yeah, that too.
That'd be a waste of Cooper Flag, dog.
I don't know,
There's
bro.
not enough touches for him on that team.
I think that'll free up some more with SGA, where now he doesn't necessarily have to go put up the 40s and 50s and consistently like
That's
now
a
he
lot
can.
that you're trying to put on a rookie too.
You
I
gonna bring
mean,
in Cooper Flag to be the
bring
third
him
best player
in
on the
as
team?
you don't have to bring him in as the and make him be like this another star, the other superstar in that sense. But you bring him in as like
All right, but
he
check
plays
it.
he plays a Iggy role. He play an Iggy role, but
But
he
listen to
has
this
that
though. Check it
superstar.
out. Listen to this. So I'm just making up numbers right now. So let's say SGA takes 22 shots a game.
Okay.
Okay. J Dub, you know, is going to take somewhere between 14 and 16. You know, you got Hartenstein, who's going to get some looks down low. So you give him 8 to 11 shot. You know, you got Chet probably getting another 8 to 11.
But
You
then,
know,
but those just
you
like
gotta fit in,
solo
you got to
shots.
fit in Caruso off the catch and shoots. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot going on to where, like, if you're not giving Cooper Cup, I would say 12 to 16 shots a game. You're not doing it right.
And if I'm Cooper Flag's parents, there's no way I'm letting you draft my kid to a team where he's the third best player on the team.
Oh, and I forgot about Dort. He going
But
to take
that's
shots
but
too.
you gotta think about it, that's less. Wouldn't you rather a superstar player of his caliber have less pressure coming in as a rookie rather than having the whole pressure of trying to,
Best player on the Pistons.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
it depends on how you look at it because I think that if you draft Cooper Flag in the first place, you're looking for your franchise guy, your
You're looking
pillar
for a
for the
franchise
next
guy.
12 to
Yes.
14 years. Like you're looking for your,
Yes.
I mean, I ain't trying to do this, but you're looking for your MJ or something. Like you're looking for your guy that's going to put your
Not a
team on
Chauncey
the map.
Billups.
Yeah, you're looking for the guy that's going to put your team on the map and keep you relevant for the next decade.
And then
These
for a
rules was
team,
good.
but that's why I say like for a team like OKC, because they got the power to do it. It's more I look at it like, okay, you guys have a legit superstar already. You know what I'm saying? Y'all building, y'all getting back into actually being relevant again, you know what I'm saying, and actually being in the playoffs. You got young talent that has gotten seasoned. What's another big move to add your KD to the Warriors of Steph?
I think that if you're OKC, you're looking you could take on a project. So big man out of Duke, I can never say his name right.
Oh yeah. He's nice.
Yeah, Malouch or whatever his name, like him.
Uh-huh.
OKC should take somebody like that and develop him. You know, because that'll pay off. You know what I mean?
A
Like,
true big man.
Like getting Cooper Flag turns you into the Houston Rockets. You're a team with a lot of talent that has no direction.
Then you might have depend on what. Then you got to worry about what team he go to. So it's like Cooper
No, you're
Flag is going to
fine.
be
You
in
got
a.
you got the MVP or like the runner up or whatever. You're fine.
Whatever.
I
Yeah.
don't know, bro. I don't want him to go into the league. I don't want him to come into the league and have expectations like how like Victor expectations won't the expectations that Cooper
It's
Flag
too
might
late.
get.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's too late for that. Cooper's coming with all the expectation.
Yes, he
Really.
is.
So all right. So when we say as far as like the players we done seen that come
You
out the
know what I
draft,
mean, Mike?
what player could you sit here and say or compare to his expectations coming out like Braun, Kobe, Tatum? Who would you say
Melo.
Melo expectations?
Which
Yes.
Melo?
Carmelo. Anthony. Carmelo. Anthony. No, dead serious. Because nobody. That's the reason
Melo
why the
expectations
Pistons.
was what? At least
It's the
playoffs when he came
no.
out?
No,
It's
Melo
the
had
same.
championship.
No. Melo's coming off the Syracuse championship. You got to
There's
remember that.
there's people that to this day still think that Carmelo should have won Rookie of the Year over LeBron.
Yep. Melo came into the league with an expectation that he was going to really do something, and that's why Detroit didn't want him because Detroit didn't need another star player. Detroit wanted somebody that was going to be able to fit into the roster. That's why they skipped over him. Melo. They knew what Melo was coming into the league. Melo was supposed to be one of them coming in.
I mean, he was one of them coming in.
But that's my
He
point.
just ca- he
Cooper is
just
one of
came-
them coming in.
Yeah, he just came in, but his expectation compared to LeBron expectations when they both was coming in the league was totally different. Like, you know, LeBron expectations was as soon as this nigga get to the league, do what he did, take these niggas into the playoffs and shit and actually win championships
Yeah,
there.
I don't
his
think you're
rookie year.
asking Cooper Cup to be LeBron per se.
No, you're not.
But you're definitely telling him like you got the keys to the city. Don't fuck it up.
Yep.
Like Luka coming into the league, his expectations was nowhere near somebody like Anthony
Well,
Edwards.
that was
expectations.
only because he was coming from Europe though.
And he was drafted where? Where's Luka drafted?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's 15. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Because he got traded. Him and Trae Young was the trade.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Or like
if Melo
Gilbert
would have went to the
Arenas.
Pistons, if Melo
It's
would
like
have went
that.
to the Pistons, it would have been like that day when me and Rez were trying to convince Cups that Trae Young would mess up the Celtics dynamic. That's what would have happened
Yep.
if Melo would have went. So that's why you
Yep.
got to be careful when
Yep.
you're doing these things because
Yep.
you know Cooper Flag would definitely add something to OKC, but what are you taking away? You know what I mean? Because like realistically, obviously he brings a little bit more perimeter game, but does bringing Cooper Flag on your team negate what you get out of Holmgren?
Correct.
I mean, I look at it like I don't think so. I think it opens it up where OKC has so many weapons that can do so much stuff.
That's because you're only looking at it from the offensive side of the ball.
Yep.
Flag plays defense. SGA plays defense. Chet Partisar ain't too
Yes,
good
but
on.
can you play Cup? I mean Cooper. I keep calling him Cooper Cup. Can you play Cooper Flag, Holmgren, and Hartenstein at the same time? Like then, what do you do with Lou Dort, who's probably your best defender? Then you got Caruso, who's another great defender. Like at some point, there is a such thing as you just got too much.
I agree.
I feel-
Now, if Cooper Flag went to the Spurs and Wemby could come back, ante up.
with
Yeah.
Fox. So like that. So a Spurs.
Yes.
So that would be the perfect fit. Man.
Yes.
Like
Spurs will be
roster
amazing.
construction.
Spurs would be the perfect fit, but selfishly,
Spurs
I
would be-
want him to go to Utah.
Do not send that man to Utah.
If he
White
goes to the
supremacy-
Spurs, would people be
White
sitting
supremacy
here
has
saying
won
Spurs
too
in the
much
playoffs
already.
first year?
Say what?
If Flag goes to the Spurs, Victor comes back fully healthy, and Fox come back fully healthy, are they a playoff contention team
Yeah,
that year?
yeah. They
Who's
might be-
coaching?
Who's
coaching?
And they're probably not a play-in team either.
Who's
I
coaching?
mean, I don't know. Far as coaches, bro, I can't. I honestly can tell you, like,
As long as they don't get Doc Rivers, they be fine.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. That's literally as long as I don't hear Doc Rivers is your coach, you're good, bro.
But that matters though, because
Ty
for
Lue-
team construction,
maybe Ty
especially
Lue-
with younger
Ty Lue-
younger
should
teams.
Ty Lue take over Is Ty Lue would be a good coach for the Spurs?
I like Ty Lue as a coach.
Oh, Ty Lue's a very good coach.
I love Ty Lue as a coach.
And you don't want to see the Clippers in the first round if Kawhi's healthy either.
I think the Spurs still should go after Lue. If I had to give you a coach, I'll say Lue.
No, Clippers ain't giving him up.
Mm-mm.
Man, shout out to James Harden and Kawhi Leonard.
Nah, never that.
So if OKC, obviously they're the runaway West winner during the regular season, who would you say is the biggest threat to them getting to the finals?
The Wolves.
Goddamn Lakers.
Lakers, dog.
I don't
That's
know.
where
Lakers.
that's everybody's pick though, just based off of how niggas want to see it. But if you really talking like sleeper team, like the Wolves, bro, SGA and Ant, they already got a little back and forth on the court, bro. There's something personal between them, bro, and
I
people
think
still sleep
it's
on them.
that dude that he's battling for MVP with.
Oh, Yoke in Denver.
Oh, that makes sense. For sure.
That's a good one.
But because the Lakers lost the advantage. I mean, the Lakers obviously got better because they got Luka, but by losing AD, provided that he's healthy, they lost one of the advantages that they had on OKC, which was the big bodies down low.
And you can't rely on that shooting. And their perimeter game, Lakers perimeter game, ain't like, it's not super deadly, but it's like,
yeah, like if I was OKC, honestly, like I don't want to be hyperbolic because I brought that up earlier. I don't want to be hyperbolic, but if I'm OKC, I'm like, will somebody get the Warriors the fuck out of here? Will somebody get them out of here? Because what you don't want, because you already got Steph, and Steph does.
And Steph get fully healthy too,
But
get
then
some
you got
rest.
playoff Jimmy.
And Jimmy, that's the one. Playoff Jimmy's the one.
Hey,
Yeah.
they might
Playoff
be. They
Jimmy's
might.
the one.
They still because where they at? They like the 6. Ain't they in the 6? They the 6
Let me see. I think they fell out of 6 yesterday, or they might be 7 now. Because Steph's been out the last couple of games. Yeah, they're 7 right now, but they're tied with the Clippers though.
So if they qualify for the play-in, right now.
Yes, they would be in the play-in right now.
All right. If the
Yeah,
Warriors
so right now you got the Clippers at 41-31, Warriors are 41-31, and Minnesota is at 41-32.
and only two of those teams can get in the play.
Only one of those gets into the non-play-in spot.
Only one gets into the non-playing spot. The other 2 gets into the playing spot.
Yes. So
All
if the play-in was today, it would be Warriors against Minnesota, Kings against Suns. And the Suns are tied with Dallas, by the way.
Kings and Suns, wow.
And the Suns are tied with Dallas, by the way, and AD is back.
Do you see the Suns making it in the play-in?
I don't know.
Kings
I
and the
don't know
Suns.
because Cups can tell you.
Talk about
Cups will
it.
tell you what the Tatum list Celtics did to the Suns last night.
Come on now.
Speaking of Tatum,
Hey, bro.
yo, what is your man
Kings
talking
and
about,
Suns. Talk about battle of
What
the
did he
Hey,
say,
hey,
bro?
no.
What Tatum
You said
said?
what?
bro? Hey, what is your man's talking about, bro?
What he say, bro?
Why,
I missed it. What
why,
he say?
why Melo got to straighten your man's out, bro?
Mm-mm.
Cups.
What happened?
Why was Jason Tatum on the Melo podcast talking about Cooper Flag? Was like, yeah, all of us was doing that. What
Oh
he's
yeah,
doing.
he was.
Oh
He
yeah,
All of
Melo
us
had
was
to
okay.
check
doing
I
that.
that at
remember what you said.
17.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
Melo had to check that. But yeah.
We saw you in college, Jason.
I mean,
We saw you in college, Jason.
yeah, that was.
Damn, did we just
Wasn't he in the NBA at 17 too, though?
We saw you in college, Jalen.
did we just learn how insecure Jason Tatum is?
That was crazy. Like so much so, like it was. Doug, it was so wild that Melo was like, oh, what? Doug, he's practicing against an Olympic team at 17.
17. Yeah, I was like, when he said that, I was like, damn,
Yo,
Melo, he cooking your shit
yo,
with that, bro.
he was practicing with the Olympic team before he played a college basketball game.
So is that not reason?
How old was Jason Tatum when he was stuffing Braun in the ECF?
He was probably
He
like
wasn't-
19.
So is that not reasonable for him to have like somewhat of like LeBron expectations coming into the draft? Well, coming into
It
the league.
is. No, it's not. It's not because LeBron. Because so Cooper Flag does make sense as a Bron comp from the standpoint of we have been talking about Cooper. People been talking about Cooper Flag for at least 2 years now. Like much like that, but we didn't watch. We wasn't like ESPN wasn't stopping what they was doing to show Cooper Flag games.
Because they
We
won't
forgot.
they won't fully sold on him
Cooper Flag
till
also
late.
ain't 6'9", whatever LeBron is, and
Right.
jump out the arena and run like a gazelle.
Yeah, like what LeBron and not to get back on the
I
Bron
wish
thing, but
Braun would have went to college though, bro. If Braun
people
would have went
forget.
to college,
People
bro.
forget how big the LeBron in high school thing was.
Yeah.
Sports Center was stopping, like they were stopping what they're doing to talk about what LeBron drove to the game.
Because he was in high school though, bro. Versus being in college. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say if LeBron went to college, this would like the way Flag get talked about in college, I think that's how LeBron would have been talked about.
I don't think
college.
LeBron would have been LeBron in college.
I don't think LeBron would have been LeBron in college.
What? Y'all think he would have been held back?
Yes. That's
Really?
you don't know that you ain't never heard that old North Carolina joke?
Nobody
only
can hold
per-
Michael
the
Jordan
only-
under 30.
Yeah, the only person that could stop Michael Jordan is Dean Smith.
Because
Hey, LeBron would've tried-
the
he
way
would've tried to
college
fit to the
ball is
system.
played is more actual just like real team ball versus your individual
Yeah,
athletes.
and
In college,
LeBron
the
already
coach is
had
the star.
that. LeBron already had that. He didn't even need college for that.
In college, the coach is the star. In college, it's about the coach. It's about the system. It's
Mhm.
about the team. It's
But I mean,
about the
that's why
name on the
when
front
you
of
like
the
the
shirt.
watch-
one year, but the
you watch
one year Kyrie did when he was down in Kentucky, I feel like
Duke.
you know
Kyrie
what
went
I'm
to
saying?
Duke.
I mean Duke, yeah, got my blues mixed up. But when he went
Yeah,
down
it's
to
not-
Duke,
it's
bro,
not
it was like this is what I would expect LeBron to do. Like just 1 year in college.
Yeah, but the problem is that Kyrie only played 11 games, and
Yeah.
so people were questioning Kyrie. Like
Right.
they knew how talented he was, but it was like, yo, we ain't seen enough of this guy.
I would probably say like the freest player I've seen on a major, because you can't use like D Wade at Marquette as an example. Like you would have to use
You had to
players
use
in a
Adam Morrison.
major.
What about
Adam
AI?
Morrison? Like, but even Adam Morrison was at what was he at?
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. So that I'm talking like the blue bloods. When you look at like either Anthony Davis in Kentucky, you got
John Wall.
Zion Wilson,
Mhm.
Zion Williamson, John Wall in Kentucky. Like those guys, I think Zion Williamson was able to play the most outside of a team system of anybody I've seen when
Boogie
you're talking
Cuz
as a college superstar.
Boogie was doing that shit. And
Boogie was not Boogie. What did Boogie average in college, bro?
shit. He was being a big man. He was being a real big man.
What did he average in college, bro?
I'm gonna tell you.
off
But
rip,
real
maybe
quick,
like
while we talking
15,
about
around
Boogie,
18. I bet you around 18.
Probably like
18, 15, 18.
he averaged 15 and 10.
15.
15 and 10.
15.
That's dope. That's all right.
That's an example of what we're talking about.
Oh,
He got
like
hold up,
having-
wait,
as far as
wait,
just
but
having
he only
talent
got
all
but he
over.
only
Like,
got 10 shots
yeah,
per
having
game.
talent all over. Okay,
And he
I
only
get that
got
part.
20 shots per game, dog.
10.
Like
No, he
I
got
can
10
get that.
shots per
10
game.
shots per game.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, dog,
I
like-
can see that. I can
yeah.
see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you
could you
gotta
imagine
remember
LeBron
too,
with 10 shots a game?
But you gotta remember with people like that, like Devin Booker was on the same college team as Cat.
Yeah.
And Devin Booker was coming off the bench
Yep.
behind the Harrison
Yep.
twins.
Mhm.
Like you don't get a whole lot of the guys at the blue blood franchises that these major schools that really get to like just okay, this is your squad, go run and play ball like you play ball.
So what about AI? How would you feel about AI? His college.
AI went to Georgetown under John Thompson III. Under John Thompson. Like that was a completely different thing. And even AI like had to play within the confines of the system because again, who was the superstar? The superstar of that team was not AI. It was John Thompson.
Yeah, that's why whenever you talk about March Madness and you turn it on, you don't hear, hey, this is
Oh yeah, you
Janai
always hear,
Broom.
yeah,
this
you
is
always
Janai
hear about the
Broom
coaches
against
and their
Fletcher
record and
or
shit.
Braden Smith. You hear this
Mhm.
is Bruce Pearl, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying, against Kurt.
Yep.
I get what
call
you
that
mean by
Curtis
that.
Painter.
Yeah.
Matt
They always pointed back to the coaches and their records and
Yeah, Tom
bars
Izzo.
like, yeah, okay. Who got the best system with
All right,
it? Who did
so we got 80-66 Alabama, but the trick to this score is there's 10:41 left in the second half. And then you
Damn.
got Florida 50, Maryland 42 with 15 minutes left.
that Houston Purdue joint already?
No, it's
play-
tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm watching.
tonight
I'm watching
you got
Maryland, Florida.
Arizona and Duke coming up, and then you got Arkansas and Texas Tech.
That's the
So
one.
2-5,
Thank
how
you.
are you
Hey,
enjoying the parody
that's
so
it, Dallas
far?
Mike.
Oh, and Jay Will.
JJ Redick had the green light. JJ Redick is one of the only players I've seen like in a like when you're talking like that just was like, okay, go do what you do.
Yeah,
We'll be
Jay
all right.
Will.
Him. What about Kimba?
To a lesser degree, but not really, because he was the point guard, so it's a little different.
And I want to say Kimba also. I want to say he averaged between 15 and 18 too. I
Isaiah
don't think
Thomas.
he had an average over 20.
All right, let's see.
Isaiah Thomas.
Nobody watched him in college.
I don't know.
2-5,
I don't know
how
what
do you
college
feel
he went
about
to.
the parody in the March Madness so far?
So Kimba averaged 16. And
See?
he took
Hey, Uncle O, what time UNC play tonight?
March Madness. So this is what I think of it. I think we saw some first round parody, obviously, because you know what I'm saying, like, think about it like this. Clemson is the only ACC team that beat Duke this year. And they lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? Colorado State was literally a travel away from playing Florida right now.
That
Yes, they
bullshit.
were. Yes, they
That
were.
fucking-
You know what I mean? So I don't. So that's where I was mentioning earlier. We get overreactive and hyperbolic because just 2 years ago we had San Diego State and FAU in the Final Four.
Yes, he did.
So you know, these things happen. I think that it's going to be tougher for the mid majors though, because like we mentioned the NIL, like Kentucky's best shooter right now came from Dayton. You know what I mean? Like so like as the season's end, these guys are going to be getting grabbed. Michigan just had Scottie Pippen's son leave, and they play Auburn tomorrow in the Sweet 16
Without Scottie Pippen.
without Scottie Pippen's son.
Would you feel it? Would you feel like, far as a player, as a player, like instead of being on the big school name, being part of that, or rather go to a smaller school because you're that talented enough to make it back to the tournament and get your
Agreed on.
I think the blueprint is go to the mid-major and then let the big fish come for you.
Yep. Because even when you talk about high school recruiting, like it is really hard for players who are high school players coming into like to keep their to keep the scholarships that they're getting. Like there are many players that have been like, all right, well, they do their whole thing where I'm picking my hat and all of that stuff. And then time for the season coming, they're like, oh, well, sorry, you went and picked up this kid from the transfer portal. And that he's gonna take that slot. So we don't have a slot for you. Cam Scott, who was supposed to go to Texas from here, from Columbia. Excuse me. Well, he's actually from North Charleston, but he moved to Columbia. He had a scholarship with Texas to go in and play. He ended up finding out like right before the season was supposed to start that they gave it to somebody else, so he lost that. They wanted him to walk on, and I want to say he was like the 10th ranked player in the country at the time when
But that's what I'm saying.
when he did that.
Wouldn't you find it? I would find it more beneficial for a player to take a small school, like you've been on a big school team, but go to a small school, get them into the tournament, because I feel like that means more as far as you as a player and when you enter yourself in the draft, rather than playing on a stacked team or a well-known school where you already know you're going to get the attention, where you have and people gonna rate you differently too, especially if your team stacked.
What except for the fact that you gotta consider NIL, because that's what people were getting to a few years ago, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to this mid major, I'll shine in the tourney and I'll get picked up. Now it's but Kentucky will give me $9 million to sit on the team with these other guys. Like, no, I'm going to get the
right
9
now.
mil.
Do you know who
like
Kentucky's
poaching,
starting
like
point
they'll
guard
pay
is?
you to sit on the bench.
Do you know
Right.
do you know who Kentucky's starting point guard is right now? He's the starting
I
point
can tell
guard.
you.
He's the starting
I can-
point guard from that San Diego State Final Four team.
See, you can't even keep the players.
You know what I'm saying? Like they will find you. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, right?
But
Because
then you gotta be the one. Basically, it's set up where if you're that good, you know what I'm saying, we gonna pay you to play. But if you good enough, but you could take a small school and bring them here, but you're not that superstar just yet. We'll pay you to sit on the bench and you wait.
Yeah,
You
and
know
that's
what
the
I'm
other
saying?
part of it, right? Because even if you're at a mid-major, right, this is the other great scenario: is that if you're at a mid-major and your coach gets hired by somebody, you just follow him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because yeah, just like right now they talking about Xavier. Richard Pitino took over the Xavier job. Donovan Dent from New Mexico is talking about coming with him. So like, that's the other key: is get in with the coach, play well, and you get rewarded.
So does
Hey,
that affect the way the NBA scout the players, draft players, analyze players? Because now it's different, way
Well,
different
it
from back
probably
in the
makes it
day.
easier for the NBA because I saw you play against Mountain West competition. Now you're going to the Big East. So I can't
yep.
even so like in football, right? Some people might look at Ashton Genty and say, yeah, you had a great season. Look at what you did.
But you was on Boise, but you
Right.
played it. Yeah, okay.
Right. In
Right.
basketball, it's like, hey, I saw you dominate the Mountain West, and then you went to the Big East and you didn't skip a beat.
I mean, that's the same now with college football now. Just with the NIL, like we got the niggas going from small schools to bigger schools, and we got niggas that go from bigger schools to smaller schools and still shine. You know what I'm saying? The
Good
same
pass.
aspect. So, I mean, I feel that part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
And
NBA
that's
easier.
why it works out.
Okay.
I got a question. What do y'all think? So I think one, they're gonna have to figure out something to sort of regulate this NIL
Of
slash
course. Of
transfer portal
course.
situation.
Of course.
What if they regulated it where the NIL would be a contract, right? And so in the contract, if you sign an NIL deal, you can sign an NIL deal for 3 years. And in that 3 years is okay. If you're gonna be in college basketball, like you
You
have
gotta
to, or
play out.
college
You gotta
football,
play out
you got to
those
stay at
years.
this school unless the coach leaves, and then you get out. If the coach leaves, then you have an
I
option
think that's
to opt
exactly
out.
where we're headed. I think that's exactly where we're headed because this year, they're going to start revenue sharing, which is outside of NIL. So, like,
Right.
if you go to Tennessee or whatever, they have a certain budget, you know, that they. But it's all sports. It's not just
Yeah, because you
for the
know you
football
see
team,
these players
I hate when
they
they do that.
signing like
you
$3
know.
million
Right,
I
but
fucking
hate when they
this
do
is
that.
the
NILs and
thing. But this
shit.
is the thing, though.
Not
NIL
a
is still
wrestler.
a thing. NIL is still a thing. So you'll get your money, which I like because what I used to always complain about NIL was that the money wasn't coming from the school. You know what I
Right.
mean? But with the revenue sharing, the money will come
Will
from the
go to
school,
school.
but
Yeah.
you also have NIL to supplement that.
So does that make? That's why I always bring back with the NILs and NFL when it comes to the contracts. And people always say, like you said, when you top first round pick, you know what I'm saying, your salary, your contract is pretty high, you know, say as a rookie. Then you got players that look for these major big deals,
I
you know what
agree,
I'm saying,
Mike.
that like do that change the aspect of players who have great NIL deals? They don't necessarily have to take the maximum money
I
that
hate
an
when he does
NFL
this.
contract will give you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the tiny people pod where we
Well, yeah. Welcome to the
yo.
So
angry black man Eagle fan.
Hey, listen, hold up,
you gotta
Mo is
call
my
him the
guy.
selfish. You gotta
You know
call
what
him
I'm
the
saying?
black
Calling
selfish
people
one.
bitches and everything.
Hey, listen, hey. Did y'all see the video? So have y'all been watching the clips that Cups has been putting up on the reels and stuff?
Yeah.
It's like a giant picture of Cups, and then like we're like specks on the screen, like
Hell
next to
Looking
no.
like the
Cups.
I share the
Yeah,
screen.
you
Don't do
gotta
that.
sit here looking like you
Dead
gotta sit here looking
serious.
like the Brady Bunch.
We
I
we
share
the
the
pips.
screen.
No, that joint was like a family tree joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all just
I
branched
was
off.
like, oh shit, Cups up here with the genealogy and shit.
Like
Hey,
when
chill,
did
bro.
Cups become an
23
egomaniac
and
to
me
where
head
like?
ass.
And the
Oh
problem is
gosh.
the problem is the hey, listen, the problem is the Cups don't even be talking most of the time. So it's literally a giant picture of him just looking at his phone, and then tiny us talking to each other. Dog, it's crazy.
Bro, it's not true.
You like
Oh,
y'all
nigga
can watch
funny,
me
buddy.
listen to the debate.
My dog Radical Jack.
Man,
Oh,
I'm
Radical
telling you,
Jack.
one day.
I asked Coach Will this yesterday. No,
Why
the
were you
last time we
cussing
talked.
people out in the group chat?
No, yeah, wait, no, let's get to that, and then I'm an actual Eagle question.
Yeah, Jack was in. Hey, we can't hear you.
Man, You muted my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Jack,
yeah,
Jack
sound.
said niggas was, you know what I'm saying? Jack said guys was menstruating in the gym.
Yo, my guy.
You know what
They
I'm saying?
have.
I never
I
seen
looked
the
at my
word
phone.
deflect used so much in my life.
I looked down at my
Can you hear me?
phone.
Can you hear me?
Now
Yeah,
we
got
hear
you
you.
now.
There you go.
I looked down at my
Okay.
phone like,
All right.
hold
So
up.
He was
first
in
of
here
all,
calling
first
people
of all,
bitches and everything.
first of all, let's address that. All right. So
Hey.
for one thing, I didn't
Wait,
start
hold on,
anything.
wait. This segment
It's
is brought to you
Coral.
by Clearly Canadian.
You
By
know what
Clearly
I'm saying? Shout
Canadian.
out to Aubrey
Clearly
It's
Brown.
Canadian.
Coral.
Is that alcoholic beverage?
No, dog. This is sparkling water, my guy.
I
Oh,
thought it was
okay.
This is the
alcohol.
hot box, my brother.
All
I'm
right.
fancy.
Shout out to
I'm a
Smokey
fancy
Mo's.
person.
Smokey Mo's, what up, what up? You know what I'm saying? One of these days, you know what I'm saying, Jack gonna actually meet me for lunch though.
Oh.
I literally okay. Hold on. So two things. All right. Let's get
All right,
2-5.
first thing first.
No, first things first. Hey, 2-5. I'm off until June 1st, so I don't want to hear
What?
about Jack getting lunch. Hey, long
You
story.
got fired
No, I'm off.
until
Oh, wait,
June
he said no,
1st?
I'm off.
Okay,
It's the
so
off season.
no, so Jack tore his gluteus medius, not maximus medius, the middle. It's a middle piece of your ass, and I tore it doing
broke your
Romanian
ass?
deadlifts.
Where was this when you called me the other day?
Oh, that broke my ass. I didn't feel like.
Oh, that's why.
Honestly,
you
bro,
so bad.
everybody-
That's kind of hard to tell somebody that you
Nah,
like.
it's
Hey,
because
yeah,
everybody has got me. Everybody's like, oh yeah, look, you broke your ass. Oh, what's
We
it like?
Pause.
Oh, you was getting
So
hit.
would you rather do what Jack did, or would you rather just get shot in the ass?
like how Martin
100%
Lawrence did in
rather-
Bad
I'd rather
Boys.
do what I did.
I think
rather
I'd rather get shot.
Wow.
If I gotta wear a
A workout
donut on
injury
my
is
ass,
crazy.
I
like
definitely,
Martin, bro,
first of all,
after getting
pause.
shot,
I never
I'll probably
wore a
take it.
donut. I never had to do anything weird. Like,
I was
You
about
had
to
to go
ask
to
you
you had to go to DR. Hey, you had to go to DR and be
You
in
had
the
to,
recovery
sit
house.
on the
That's why we
whoopee
haven't
cushion.
seen you in a
You had a
while.
nice little whoopee
You know
pillow
what I'm
BB
saying?
cushion.
hell. BB hell.
Wow.
But no.
Dwight
Cowboy
Howard,
Mike,
that's foul,
Cowboy
Mike.
Mike
That's
calls you
foul.
Dwight Howard.
All right,
That
But
is
nah,
crazy.
so
let's
look,
get to this hot box chat. What's up?
okay, so first of all, the whole thing about the chat was Adam likes to do ad hominem attacks when he's wrong or when somebody goes to him about the real because everything is real or everything is it's a fact until he got to deflect and it's all fun and games. And then he was like, "Oh, you're not as sharp as you think you are." So you calling me a dummy. That's an ad hominem attack. So that means that you're a bitch. I can call you that because you decided to attack me first. Once we leave the conversation that we're having and you start attacking people, that
I gotta
means
make a
you
drink
are
for this
open
one.
to insults. That's
I gotta
what
make
I
a drink
feel.
for this one.
You know what I'm saying? It's one
And so,
thing
do you
if
feel like it just
Lethal.
went downhill
It's one
from
thing if
there, or
Lethal is sitting over here telling us that Indianapolis is the best team on the earth. It's another thing when Lethal's like, "Oh, you bitch ass niggas, shut up, respect Indy." That's crazy.
Okay. What we doing? Okay.
So
What we
did you
doing?
feel like the conversation went downhill from there, or did you feel like it got more productive?
I thought the conversation ended after that. I thought we started talking about hating Aaron Rodgers and then we got on the whole.
You know what, Cups? And you know what started this whole damn thing? A fucking LeBron Jordan conversation.
This is a fact.
Hey, yo.
This
So
is a fact.
wait.
And
So
I
for
didn't
this
even
segment,
read all that.
The shit that we put on the ban list.
Hold up, pause. Rajon.
Is that the Hennard? Every night
Now,
say Henny
hold on.
now,
night.
let me
Hold
tell
on.
you
Hey,
something.
bring me
Which
back
one?
a
Hold on.
banana cognac.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Hold on. Which one? Which one? We got.
You are
got a
already
white
a
hand?
member of the Democratic Party, and now you
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
anything is possible.
And a
All the way.
banana cognac. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold up.
Oh, hold up.
Hold up.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
one we going with?
Uncle
Which one we
Nearest?
going
gotta
with?
go with
Gotta
the
go
Henny,
the
bro.
uncle. We gotta go with the uncle.
You gotta
Or,
go with
hold
the
on.
Henny, bro. You
Oh,
gotta
you
go
got
with the
one more?
Henny, bro.
You got one
Wait,
more?
hold on. Or are
Stop
we
being
going with the
stereotypical, Lethal.
What's that?
Oh,
that?
Kevin Hart.
Ooh.
that Kevin Hart, that Gran Camino?
Is
We
that
going with
good?
that one?
Is that real good? Is
It's
that
really
not
good.
that
It's
bad.
really good. It's
It's
really
Have
not
y'all
good.
bad.
have y'all had Shannon's liquor yet?
Nah, Shannon was just here.
Hey, hold up.
Oh, you got the Shannon Sharp.
Oh, you
He
about to
got
go
the
get that
Shannon
Weezy?
Sharp liquor bottle.
I didn't buy it. I didn't go buy it. My
You
cousin
haven't
got
bought
it
it
though.
yet?
Nah, I ain't
But
got
you
it.
tried it. You did try it though.
My cousin said it's really good. I haven't tried it.
You haven't tried it yet though.
Follow
Nah.
in this club. All this.
Okay. Which one y'all say? What y'all say?
Bro, just take a shot of Henny, bro. It's fucking
we go.
Thursday night,
Bro,
bro.
no,
I don't
bro.
do.
Hit the
Nah, I don't
Uncle
do shots. I
Nearest,
do make.
bro. It's the
I do
Uncle
mixed drinks,
Nearest,
bro.
bro.
Nah,
Uncle
Nearest.
Rajon, don't take a shot. That's
I don't do
insane.
shots. I don't do
Oh, you
Well,
shots.
you
drink?
can
You know
take a
that.
shot of
You know that, Jack.
tequila
You do cups?
or
You do
or,
cups?
I
or
make drinks. I
vodka.
make drinks.
Okay, me
I
too.
make
Yeah.
I feel
drinks.
you. Okay, Reg.
Don't
Yeah,
take a
Reg.
shot.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Now, so which one, y'all? What we going? Hennessy,
I say
It's all
beers.
Henny, bro. Henny and
I
Coke,
say the
bro.
uncle. Stop
There's
being stereotypical.
there's.
Yeah,
All
do
right,
the
we're gonna
Say
go
uncle,
with
the
the.
bro.
All
beers.
y'all,
We going.
so
We going through. We'll
keep
go through
it black,
Nearest.
bro. Be a black man. Be a black nigga for once.
Well, no,
That's
Not a
Uncle Nearest is
nigga.
black.
For once is crazy.
For once,
That
it's
is
I know.
wild.
What the
I
insane.
fuck
am
we
black
doing right
every day,
now?
my
This
friend.
nigga, hey, he
No,
said,
bro.
"Be a black nigga
Reg,
for
I'm
once."
Reg, you are a blue collar black man. You need to be a
I'm
black
Hey, hold
actually
up.
nigga.
Hey, hold
not
up,
blue
Lethal.
collar at
Drink
all.
I'm
the
a blue
Henny.
collar.
I'm not
And
blue
what you
collar at
about to
all.
I'm
drink?
not blue collar at all.
What you about
But
to drink? What are you?
Blue collar at all.
What are you about to drink? Okay, that's that Shannon joint. Bro, is that joint good, bro?
dog, let
Yeah.
me tell you something. Let me
Is
tell
it
you something.
smooth? Is it really
Damn,
smooth? How
everybody
you
breaking
It's
up
a
for
bourbon, right?
spirits at
This
best.
is the best.
It's
I
a
know.
it's a bourbon, right?
Yes. Hey,
It-
hey.
I know.
Matter
Like
of fact, if
the
2
week
5
that I
ever
give,
sees
the
me
week
in
that I
real
stop
life,
drinking, all of a
again,
sudden everybody want to get drunk.
hey, if
Hey,
2
go
5 ever
check.
sees
Hey,
me
go
in real
check on
life,
that man. Check on that man.
how
His
much is the
butt
bottle?
hurts.
How much is the bottle?
I paid 126.
Damn, he want to be expensive as a bitch.
Hey, dog, you don't
Yeah,
want me
that's
to,
what it
you don't want
says.
me to go in my you don't want me to go
It's more or
take y'all
less.
into my kitchen,
You have
dog.
some more, more or less.
Hey,
I have this.
remember we had the $25 glass.
Hey, yo, hey,
Insane.
2-5. No, I'm not joking, bro. I don't drink cheap liquor, dog.
We had the
Insane.
$25 glass at the Brazilian joint.
When'd you get
That's
that joint,
crazy.
Jack? Because I see how much you got left. When you get it?
I got it about a month ago.
Oh,
Month or
okay.
so.
So you been savoring that joint.
Yeah, so honestly, the only reason that it's even this low is because when people come over to my house, like, all of us, we all love, Club Shay Shay. So niggas is like, oh shit, you found it. And it's like, yeah. So I always let everybody get a little sip because,
I
bro,
don't
I'm
love
not
Club
kidding.
Session.
I'm not joking. Like, Shannon Sharp's alcohol is actually fire. Like, it really is.
Really?
I don't like
smooth.
bourbon.
Does it have a sneak up on you type joint, or is it like one of
I don't
those
think
like
so.
you gotta? Okay,
I think you feel it as you sip,
as
but
you sip that joint.
it's really good, man. Like it's actually really good.
Is the
You
come
know.
down good? Is the come down good? No headache.
Well, I don't drink anything cheap, so I don't have that problem.
Man, what?
I don't, bro. Look in my kitchen
Back
right
on
now.
them, will you?
I got Belvedere. I have Closet
I know you got
Azul.
some
I actually have
Remy,
two
bro.
bottles. I got 2 bottles of Closet Azul.
I know you got some Remy in that. I know you got some Remy in that.
I
cat.
drunk all my Remy, but yes,
That's the
I
favorite
do.
one, bro.
Alright,
That's
I
the
do
number.
like Remy.
That
That's
was
the
Super
number
Bowl
one.
night.
I'm
That's that
sorry. I'm
number
ready
one.
for the. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Hey, Super Bowl. Yes, sir. I had a lot of Remy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro.
I deflected the conversation, but get back to the lesson at
Okay,
hand.
bottom
We
line,
were in the group
don't.
chat.
Okay, bottom line, bro. At the end of the day, I don't think anybody should ever hit anybody with ad hominem attacks. If you're talking about sports, you're talking about whatever. Keep the conversation where the conversation's supposed to be at. Once you start
Fair
attacking
enough.
people, I think that's
Fair enough.
insane. And I think that, like, I personally am excellent at this troll thing. Like, I can really go
It's your
real
bag.
deep.
It's your bag.
And it's not a good bag that I want to get into because I haven't done it in
No,
so long. But it's just
no.
like, yeah, let's relax. That's why I just threw the little bitch out there. Just that's bait. It's
Weak.
just-
Nigga Jack said that's
Ooh.
big.
But nothing happened. We moved forward. Like I don't have no issues.
Nah,
I'm
we
not
we all
beefing with
black men,
Adam.
proud black men in here.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with Adam. I think it's still funny that
Shout
he's
out to
the
LA our
real.
way.
And shout out to the word deflection. It's
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
stamped.
Shout out to Quinta Brunson.
Quinta.
Oh, why is
Quinta.
Quincy come running? You keep going back there.
Shout out to Quinta
No,
Brunson.
shout out to
too.
Keith Brunson because Abbott Elementary is all about fly, Eagles fly. So
You know
It's
what
not
I'm
all about.
saying?
It's not about that. It's not all about that at
Bro,
all.
the
Shout
box
out-
is where we can
shout out
talk
to-
shit,
hate
bro.
is disgusting,
And
bro.
everybody just,
Jesus.
you know
Shout
what
out
I'm
to
saying? You either
Antoine.
laughing or trolling.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mark Lamont.
No,
Shout out to Mark Lamont
no. Shout out to the Eagles
for
fan
getting
in Mark
cooked.
Lemont, but no, not shout out to him. He
You know
panders
what
For
I'm
to
saying?
getting
women.
cooked in a debate.
He panders to people like Melissa Ford.
You know what I'm saying? No, I did think that was an interesting conversation. That's why I keep bringing up her name. I thought that was an interesting conversation.
Well,
Yeah.
which conversation?
The
The
The one
whole
about.
conversation about
Oh, are we doing this?
I
Can
don't
we
know.
do
I
it?
was thinking
If
about
we're,
it.
are
But
we
I
talking
don't
about the
know.
conversation me and you talked about?
I don't
Rashawn?
know because I got a white
Yes.
amongst me.
Oh yeah, let's do
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I
are
got a
we
white
doing that?
amongst me right
I
now,
like
so I
that.
don't know.
Hey Cubs, how do you feel about interracial dating with black men and white women?
We love
Or
it. I love it. I love
Uh-oh.
it.
oh wait, is Cubs frozen?
This is about to be This is about to be the clip that goes out too. It's gonna be a tiny thing. It's gonna be us and a tiny thing of cousins like that. It'll be giant on the screen.
Hey,
It's gonna be crazy.
her name really Quinta,
Yeah, it's Quinta.
like the hotel.
It's
Yes.
Quinta, bro. It's Quinta. It's Quinta
She.
Brunson, dog.
I thought she says. Hold on. Let me
It's
YouTube
Quinta
this.
Brunson, dog.
I need to hear
So
her
the
say her
conversation
name.
Is
was
Cup
so
really
the-
frozen?
no.
Cup,
So
you
the
frozen?
conversation was she's about to get divorced, with her white husband, and people were talking about basically like we don't care when black men talk about
Black,
how
yeah,
black women don't like them or whatever, and they end up with a white woman or whatever, but
yeah,
people tend to not go in on women as harshly about it
right, right,
when they date out.
right,
Is it because
right.
like like we always be on that side of like women have different standards or different mindsets than us guys. Like they
Oh
females
shit, Unc, calm down, Unc.
Hey,
females will play the double
Jesus,
standard
yo,
the
calm
double
down,
standard
sir.
role
chill.
real fast versus
No
how
way you
we
said
would,
that.
and we don't look at it like, I feel like guys, we naturally just don't look at it like that.
Well,
As far as how
I think Mark started out in a good place with the argument, but as the argument went on, he did his Mark thing.
Yep,
Because at the
yep,
beginning of the conversation, he pointed out like, yo, men are the ones that choose marry or choose who they're going to marry or whatever. Like women choose who
yeah,
to date, we choose
uh-huh,
who to marry. So he
yeah,
started out in a great place when he was trying to
yeah.
make his point. The problem is that he just leans in and never adjusts, and then he starts taking your point and trying to add
Pandering.
caveats.
The problem was this. Everything that when he was talking originally,
But this nigga Cup is really frozen. Cup, you are
everything
Yeah,
he
he
frozen.
said his
said,
laptop freezing.
everything that he said about why black women have a hard time finding like black men on that level, also apply to black men looking for black women on that level. Everything that he said would have applied in reverse, but he didn't want to make that argument
Right,
because that went against when he was trying to be right.
right.
That's when Ish started cooking him. Ish was cooking him because he was making the point that women, and again, this is the point that they're making. This is Rajan making this point. He was saying that women aspire to having men at this rate of power, at this rate of financial stability, financial
It's what
achievement.
type of bag does
Um,
the man have
right,
that's gonna
right.
satisfy the
But for
female?
a man, if you're a man that makes $2 million a year, you don't
We
care
don't
what your
want that.
lady
Yeah, we don't.
makes.
Yeah, I
In
wanna.
fact,
You
it
gonna
might
want a
be it
cheap
might be
joint?
a
You want a
deterrent.
broke girl? Yeah, somebody that you
Right.
can
Yeah.
build up.
And he brought it,
And
and they
now
brought up Whoopi
that was
Goldberg.
an argument also, because
Whoopi Goldberg doing
I
what?
seen
Head
something
dancing?
where they was like, do y'all feel it's a lot of men that will take a broke female and build her up. It's not a lot
Yes.
of females that's got it that will take a broke dude and build him up.
Yeah,
They
and that was
rather
Ish's point is
That
that
was Ish's point.
because Mark was
That was Ish's
saying
point.
like once you're a woman that gets to a certain level, there's not
It's hard to
necessarily a
find
lot of black
somebody.
men
Yeah.
options at your
Right.
level.
at your level, right?
And that was the point Ish was making, was like, well, dudes do it all the time. You know
Because
what I
there's a
mean?
lot of females out in the world that's not in that situation where
Well, it's
I
like
have to date
Mary
him.
J. Blige,
I
right?
got
It's
to
like
date
Mary
my
J.
type.
Blige when she got divorced and her husband got all that shit. Everybody was like, yo, he a bum. Like, what kind of man going, all that kind of stuff like that. When women do that shit every day.
Every time. You know what I'm saying? Like the standards of it. That's good. I see
And
that.
so they brought up Whoopi Goldberg because I guess when she was dating Ted Danson or whatever, she kind of made the comment like, well, which one of y'all was trying to date me anyway?
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I guess like, and that's what he was saying, like, who was checking for Quinta or Kenta or Quinta? Who was checking for her in the first place?
Would
She's
y'all
not
as
an ugly girl.
She's not.
Do y'all think it should be more women that's willing to take the lesser man at the time and put him back?
I think women should live what they say they want.
But they never do that.
They
They
say
want
they equality.
greedy.
No, they say they want equality and to abolish gender roles, then live that.
Yeah. Me and my daughter just talked about that today.
Man,
Me and
ain't
my
nothing
daughter
wrong calling
literally had
somebody
this
girl
conversation
gender
today.
roles.
So
That's
what,
all
what
it
I'll say
is.
is
Just
this.
live it.
What I'll say is this, right? Um, when and I've mentioned this on Pursuit of Forever podcast and everything. If Toya would have had the mindset that a lot of women have, I don't say a lot of these women, a lot of women when they're having these discussions about what they want in a man, especially when it comes to the financial standpoint, me and Toya never would have made it past the first week.
I love it.
But that'd be
Love to
like the
hear it.
very first thing nowadays. Like a woman would say, you ask a woman what you need in a man, very first thing they say is money. You
No,
good?
but dead serious. Like so Toya, when me and Toya met, she'd already bought her first house. Her credit was better than mine. She made more money than I did. We were both in the military, but like when you're like, she wasn't like the quote unquote breadwinner kind of thing, but she absolutely was in a better financial position than I was. For a lot of women that are looking for a husband, quote unquote, they want him to have all their stuff together
Right.
to
There
Compared
ain't
meet
no
to
them at the
building.
middle.
yeah,
When the truth is that we all need each other, and if you come into a relationship understanding that you may be strong in one area, and your person
but
you
I can
want may
pick
be
up
strong
where
in
right.
another area. We can fill each other's gaps.
Mm,
Pause until we're at some kind of level, and we can build each other up. I think there's a conversation we were having when we were having a conversation about like the 30,000. Yeah, we were talking about Section 8 and all that stuff the other night, right? It's the same thing. Like if we just used our brains and realized that we are stronger together. If you're a woman that makes $90,000 a year, right, or $100,000 a year, let's say that, and your only aspiration is to date somebody that makes more than you, yes, you just cut off 98% of your dating pool.
Besides all the, I mean, not to be offensive and all that, but the homosexual men,
Right. But
you're
that's why I said
cutting,
98%. Yeah.
yeah, you're
but
cutting
then
out a lot
Like,
of people.
because like I look like I see sometimes like females, they like I said they date in their tax bracket. That's how, and we date based off of you know what I'm saying what we like and our attraction and stuff. So
but they
I always
don't.
look at
No. But they don't, Lethal. They don't date in their tax bracket
I'm talking
because
about
you'll have.
if they no
I'm talking about
females who
broke
got
women.
the
There are
female
broke
Joe
women who are
Hendry,
like, I only want a dude that makes six figures. And you work at Walmart and you
no
want a
yeah
dude that
yeah no
makes
I'm
six
saying
figures.
I'm going
I
off of no I'm going
believe in Joe
I know them ones
Hendry.
like those are the delusional ones. I'm talking about the ones that actually make legit real money. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They date in their tax bracket, bro, or they try to find somebody that's as equal to them in that fashion that way because they're not going to take somebody that's lesser all the time, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But for
Yeah.
the ones that work at Walmart and McDonald's and you pull up on them, you be like, you want to talk to them, they be like, well, can you buy me this? I like this. And
Anybody?
then I
Right.
say,
Nah.
hell no, bro. Like, nah. You know?
No.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I thought the conversation was awesome because for somebody like me, you know what I'm saying, I usually get it in reverse of, yo, you with a white girl, or like, you don't get
Shout
an
out to
opinion
Lindsay.
on this because you with a white girl, or
Man, the white girls will take care of us black
Which
men.
is
They
what
never
Ish was
play.
saying. Which is what
They
Ish was saying.
yeah, and
bro.
and that's very true because I've been in those conversations where I might say something and somebody be like, you don't get to say that, or hey,
Yeah,
like,
which is some trash.
yeah,
It
like
is
like like
trash.
you can't feel that way because you left. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you go back to my first wife, she was black, but you know what
I
I'm saying?
You
mean,
don't,
but like,
but
yeah,
you
but
don't
that
forfeit. But
Like,
just, but no, but to that point that you're making, like you could make the exact same argument if you wanted to. Like, yeah, I was a dude that talked a certain way. I was from a certain part of town, and chicks didn't check for me like that. So that people that ended up just like
and
I've heard Wesley
those
Snipes.
same chicks was still lit for Magic Mike too.
I've heard Wesley Snipes make this point. I've heard Giveon make this point. I've heard countless black male superstars make this point. And and if we're gonna make that point for women, then we should also be willing to hear it from men. That's the only thing I'm saying.
so what about a white man and a black female compared to us black men with white females? Does that have a different type of outlook compared
Don't
to how we
nobody
look at
care. Like remember Sanaa Lathan did that movie Something New, and they were championing that movie. You know what I'm saying? But when
Bro,
Will
that's
Smith
because
was on,
because it's always cool. It's always
yeah,
cool if
when
they
Will
date a
Smith
white
was
dude.
on
It's just a
screen with
problem when we date
Harley
white women.
Quinn,
so but that's what I'm saying. So is that on is that because of the females? Is
you
that
know what
why?
it is? No, you know what it truly is? It's because throughout the course of history, men have treated women like dog shit. And to try
True.
to make it better, we've
Yeah.
gone too far the other way.
Yeah, it's a overcorrection.
Yeah, and that's
It's
where
an
people like
extreme
Mark Lamont
overcorrection.
Hill, that's where people
Oh, you
like
bad.
him flourish. You know what I'm saying? Because he's
Yeah,
on
my
the
laptop
other
was
end of
fucking
the
up.
spectrum.
But you can't. Y'all don't think that? Y'all don't. Do y'all feel like in today's world that could be
You about to beat up the Rock with Donald Trump?
that could be
Nah, they wouldn't let me download.
that could be fixed or adjusted back to where, you know what I'm saying, we get some more balance into it? Or do y'all feel like social media and the way that we live in this world has corrupted so much that like relationships
Yeah.
and
Well,
marriage and
we
stuff
just can't
is
have honest. We just can't have honest conversation. You know what I mean? Because the moment that you criticize or say something that could be viewed negative towards a woman, you get labeled.
hold on. Is
What is that?
Who baby crying?
I have
Who's
no idea
cooing?
what that is.
Who's
You know.
Over your mic. Over your mic, baby.
Oh,
Over your
okay.
mic,
What up,
baby.
Mike?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
What up?
okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
My
you
bad,
can't.
yo. My daughter wild not over this, yo.
I was
Hey,
like,
nah, man. She's a sweetie, man. She's good.
You know, but you. So you. That's why Ish was saying like we can't be honest because if we said
Right.
what we really felt and how we
That's
felt
right.
it, you
Yep.
would be a misogynist. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? You
see,
would,
bro,
you would
and
hate
that's the thing.
women.
We gotta stop giving everybody power with these stupid ass titles.
I'm about to
Like,
say, that's why I just say what I got to say. I don't give a
What
shit what they
Telling
got
me
to
I'm a
say.
they always say, they
misogynist,
be
stop
You're-
telling me that
that
I'm
one thing.
prejudiced, I'm a bigot. Like, it's just, like that shit is gay. We
No,
just
what
gotta
I've
let it go.
heard, what I've heard more than anything, who hurt you?
Yeah, bro.
Nobody's
That's what I
hurt.
heard more than anything.
Nobody. Somebody hurt
People,
you.
people say they don't have anybody. 9 out of 10. Who hurt you? You not apparently not even you have anybody hurt you at all.
Either that, or it's the stupid girls that get cheated on by their boyfriends every other week, and they just take it back
Exactly.
because they're stupid. 'cause they know
They're
they can't
low hanging fruit in my opinion. I don't respect nothing they have to say. And Lamar
Like-
Lamar Hill is definitely a panderer. I feel like he's been that way his whole career. You know, so a lot of times I don't listen to shit he got to say. When he get in that bad, I'm like, oh, you going right back to that CNN shit.
I
All
don't,
right,
think I don't think Mark Lamont Hill honestly used to smash too many girls before he became who he is. I think he was a lame who didn't pull hoes.
I don't know,
Because
man.
most of the
I
time
think
you can
that
tell,
pandering
like,
stuff got him in there.
nah, dog. Because you got to think,
Nah, he's a corny. He's a
dudes who
corny
are
nigga.
used to being around girls do not act.
So would you rather
They
be
don't sit up there and
Denzel
just.
or would you rather be Hugh Hef?
Would I rather be who?
Denzel.
Would you rather be Denzel,
Denzel.
or would you rather be Hugh Hef?
Oh, Denzel. Easily.
Denzel for sure.
Easily.
Easily.
Denzel. It's not even close. That's like asking would I
now
rather
with
be
Denzel,
Cody
Denzel
Rhodes.
Washington.
Yeah,
Like, would I
Denzel,
want to
you've
be
been
Cody
married.
Rhodes or
Denzel,
Dwayne
dog.
Johnson? Like,
Yeah,
come
because
on,
Denzel,
dog.
you've been married. Luke, Hugh Hef, you know what I'm saying? You just a playboy.
Yeah, Hugh
Hey,
Hefner is also
Can I
smashing a bunch
can I
of
can
young
I keep it a
girls.
bean? Can I keep it a bean?
Come on, buddy.
I'd rather be the black man.
For sure.
I'd rather be the black man if I'm married to one woman his entire life.
That's what I'm
Big
saying.
Yes.
fact.
Like that's
You had a lot
it's
of lonely
that's how
nights
it's
for sure.
supposed to be. But because you have this generation of females now, and the way social media has corrupted a lot of females'
Women.
perspective.
Oh boy.
I don't
Women.
think they're corrupted though. It's a lot
Bro,
of nice women
what?
out here.
Bro,
It's a
you
lot of
find
good women out
in
here,
all
man.
honesty, Mike,
Mike, say that.
the
Say that, Mike.
the
I'm
percentage
telling
of
you,
females
bro.
that rather have that will tell you like it's like 75, I'll say 75% of women today, bro. If you
Get
ask
off the
them
internet, brother.
what they
Go in
look
the real
for
Get
in
world
a
and
off
live.
man,
the
the
internet.
very first thing they are going to open up and start with the conversation when you ask them that is money or some type of financial answer
Again, get off
before
the
you ask for their
internet.
Get
name.
the
Off the
internet.
internet. Go date real women. Real women do not
There
have conversations
are
like
real
that.
women in these
Even
streets.
I mean,
There are
even when
real
you
women
out
out
and
here.
about though, bro. Even if
They
you
looking for a
just
nice
off the
conversation,
internet.
a nice person. Most women I know are looking for a nice person to just get to know. They can't even find a man to get to
That's
know
people you
anymore.
know. We talk
That
about
part. They have a
strangers now.
conversation. They have a
I'm telling you,
they have
fam.
like and the problem a lot of times when we have these conversations is we have to look at where we're finding these women at, bro. Like we gotta, and the same thing I tell the women when they be like, "Oh, all dudes only want one thing." Where are you
Same
meeting
way.
these dudes at?
Exactly. Where? The club?
Because if you meet me in a place where it's transactional time, then I'm meeting you on transactional time.
Big
But there's
time.
women that I see in the grocery store. There's women that I see, at the library. There's women I see, all kinds of places. Just like, all right, shoot, at networking events. That's like just like dog. I just can't find a man that just wants to have a conversation, just treat me like
Big
a human
facts.
being, as
Yep.
opposed to how soon can we go from hello to smashing?
But that's the
I
other
mean, as a
problem.
man,
That's the
as a
other
guy,
problem though. From
sometimes
hello to
you
smash
sometimes
only
you
takes
want to
7
know
minutes.
that though. As a guy, sometimes you want to know what you want to test drive before you buy that bitch. Because if you
You
don't
can
like the
test drive, but you
ride,
can test drive, before you buy without it being the same day or the same week.
You just
I
gonna make
feel that
sure
though.
he
I mean, I
please,
get
This is
that
huh?
a
part.
fact.
I get that part. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm
Like
saying. I
there's
think
chicks
that's the
like dudes think that sending hammer pics in the DM is like the way to like attract a wife, which is mad weird.
true. But then
Yeah, it's definitely not.
you got the times where you put in that time with that
Yes,
shorty,
library, Uncle. O.
that 3 months, 4 months, 5 months span. You know what I'm saying? Say they y'all don't even have sex in the first beginning of the like, you know what I'm saying, the time. It's like 5 months and y'all just doing the normal
Nah,
dad
that's too long. 5 months too
casual
long.
stuff. See,
No,
look,
5 months
look,
is a long
look,
time.
Crazy.
look. You see, you
Are
said
y'all having
as a
5 months is
guy,
crazy.
conversations?
naturally you already
5 months
saying
is
like
crazy.
that's too long for
Well,
me
well,
to
Are y'all
figure out
I
no?
saw
what
a
you
girl the
want.
other day. I saw a girl the other day make a post talking about like, um, why you want me to text you? Like, you supposed to text me. Like, are you the pursuer or not? And I was
Mm.
like, I thought it was just a communication thing.
Again,
Yeah.
she's somebody that's 20% of women on the internet that
And
talk
that's
that talk and say crazy
that's
shit.
people out of state. Yep, yeah, that's people out of stay away from
You're
completely.
not the
Yeah,
Like
majority
but that
at
yeah,
all.
but
no,
I
that
they're
know
go
on the
back to
that.
my
I
side.
know
point though.
that.
You can
But
sit there and
And
put
not
in
not
that
saying you
time
not
no, but
saying
with
you
that
you
know this.
shorty.
you
But
are
you know
saying that.
this. Not all sports people and personalities are like Stephen A. But he's the one
Right,
that has the influence. So even though this is
right.
only 20% of people on the internet, those are the people with the followers and stuff.
And
For
And
the
those
most
are the
part.
people that are controlling the conversation
Mhm.
surrounding relationships, which is why the pursuit of forever was created.
yeah, you keep
But
outsiders from being on the inside of your business. You know what I'm saying? You don't ask a single person for relationship advice. You know what I'm
Man
saying?
said, "Fuck
Like
that rock bottom."
that's number one. I don't
You
if I
put the
have a
rock bottom.
relationship with a shorty, I don't need we having our own problems between us. If she go to her girlfriends and none of her girlfriends are in a relationship, married, they all single and they be outside, and she asks for relationship advice, bro. I already know when she come back with the bullshit, it's because of her friends. But if she could go to somebody that's if her friends is in a relationship, married, and they go to them for relationship advice, I could trust that. You
No,
know what I'm
you
saying?
can't.
Not all the time, but it's more
I
likely.
so for me in not just in relationships, but in most phases of life, I trust people who have been down the roads that I'm going on and have had success. And that's something that like and that's whether you're talking about banking, whether you're talking about legally, or you're talking about the nonprofit sector, or if you're talking about business. Like I wouldn't go to somebody who's ruined 5 businesses and ask them how do I build a successful business. You know what I mean? I would go
You're
to
100%.
somebody
absolutely
that's
right.
like
You're absolutely right, Rez.
that is conducting like that is okay, dude. I may have had some failures. I may have had some success, but right now I'm on the upswing. So I'm feeling positive about things. Somebody who's on their third failed marriage don't got nothing to tell you about marriage, bro.
Well,
Like
it
they're
Right.
depends.
down on
Yeah.
It
that. Like
depends. It depends because if you on
You
the
can
third,
learn from them people
yeah,
you
you
can
that
learn
can
from
learn from
married
your
that
everybody.
failed.
mistakes. You
You can
can
learn
learn
from
from your mistakes.
everybody.
I had a
You can
You
learn
can
crazy
from
learn from a
everybody. I'm just saying
crackhead.
their perspective though. Their perspective is going to be from a negative side because that's their continued experience.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
But
right now,
also
that's where
some,
they're at.
but also that puts you can still what you learn from that is okay for you as for a man that did that. I know what to stay away from, or I know what signs to see when something
Ooh.
get to that point because that's how that person thought about it, and that's where he fucked up at. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like it's a give or take when you say some failed marriages you can't learn from them shits because you can learn a lot from people who have failed in their marriages.
People don't learn from failed marriages because they don't see themselves. It's hard. It's hard. And I say this to somebody who's been married, divorced, and I'm married. I'm on my second marriage. Me and Toya is my second marriage, but I've married Toya for 18 years in May, and we've been together for 20 years. And the thing that we did when we both, 'cause we actually were both married before we got married to each other. And a lot of people don't know that, but like the thing that we learned was one, you have to see yourself. You have to recognize who you are, and you have to recognize your role in the things that went wrong. And if you never
right.
recognize, if you can never, if it's always, oh, well, she did this, she did this, she did this, she did this, you never learn from the things that you did wrong. Even if the thing that you did wrong was, she did this and I reacted terribly. She did
Right.
this and I didn't hold her accountable. She did this and I wasn't I didn't support her as her spouse. And it made things worse. You have to be able to identify yourself in these things. The people who do not learn and have repeated failed relationships, they never learn that lesson. They never say this part was my fault. I could have been better at this.
Yep.
I could have showed up better than that. And when you do that, you do that self-assessment. One, it allows you to adjust and do better in the future. But also, from the other side, it allows you to say, these are things I will never deal with again. For me, I can't deal with anybody that can't manage conflict. If everything's got to be good all the time, then we're not going to work because things are going to go bad. And we still got to be able to get along. We still got to be able to find a way to be respectful and loving towards one another when things are rough, when money's low, when prospects aren't high, when I got fired from my job and I'm trying to figure life out, and when the kids at home screaming and yelling and we don't know what to do, or like we still got to be able to live and thrive in those
I
environments.
agree
And if
with
we
that
can't
for
handle
sure.
it in those environments, then I can't be with you.
Mhm.
But don't you feel? But don't you also feel like, you know what I'm saying, based off of time, like if you deal with somebody for a while and y'all haven't been through those hard trials or tribulations yet, and y'all been together for a minute because everything been all good, and then y'all start going through the trials or tribulations for the first time. Do you ever think of like that doesn't play a factor of, okay, this is my first time going through, or our first time going through these type of even situations, you
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So like you might handle something differently than she might handle something differently than you might want. Y'all might clash heads. That's not to say
But
y'all
you
not
see, the thing
compatible for
about
each
That's
that
where
is,
you
other.
got to know how to converse, though.
yeah, the thing about that is you gotta know, okay, after this conversation,
Where you go, Jack?
Jack.
There you go.
I think he
somebody's
got caught
calling.
up in Roman's entrance.
Nah, somebody's calling me.
No,
But no,
oh,
after when you're doing with that, that conversation, that first conflict is exactly what you need because that's
that's the
gonna
teaching
tell you
time.
that's exactly okay. You're gonna go here. Oh,
Yep.
nah, I can't. I'm not a guy that goes there, so I can't do that with you. And the thing is, you can have that first conflict and y'all can work that out because you can let
Yeah.
her know, hey, you know what? Last time
Get up.
I don't really deal with stuff like that because
Yeah.
it takes me to a place that I don't want to go to.
Yep.
Well,
So you don't break up with nobody off of that first conflict. But the
Nah.
second,
well,
after we've
people.
already had the conversation to, all right, hey, I don't do this, you don't like this, I don't like when you do this, and it's still like a, nah, I'm mad, so fuck all that. You a bitch ass nigga.
Well,
Or
Hmm.
or
another
dude,
problem that I
oh, fuck
see.
you, bitch. Like, okay, hey, we gotta walk away. This
Well,
ain't
another
it.
Yeah.
problem that I see is that people have normalized disrespect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
very
and a
much.
lot of people don't value themselves from the standpoint of, hey, I love her
Long ass
and
entrance.
she did this, and it's like, no, but if she
He's
loved
still walking.
you, she wouldn't have
Yeah, she
said
loves
or
this. She
done
would
that.
have, you know what I'm saying, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
like I have a friend, right? He's a shorter dude, and you know what I mean. His girl would always like make fun of his height, or these type of things that he was real sensitive about. And so I said something to him one day, and he looked at me like I just started speaking Mandarin. Like
Mm.
I was like, yo, I said, yo, you don't want to be with a woman that doesn't want you because of your height. That's
Right.
all I said.
Right.
That's all I said.
Right.
Regardless of how pretty she is, regardless of whatever else, you don't even want to be with that person just because of how they are. That man looked at me and was like, huh? And because you got to choose you.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you gotta also choose intelligence over
Yeah.
stupidity.
Well, I
I'm
think
not
we
even
get
gonna have a
stuck.
conversation with you.
We get
Yo.
So
stuck.
how many
Because
No.
people like the
like
Mark Lamonts
what's
out
up?
there, they're always trying to tell us how to make somebody else happy, and you
Mm.
can't make somebody else happy.
You can't, yo.
What do y'all feel like is a limit in the trials and tribulations in a relationship? Far as, is it worth keep going through, or worth, I gotta leave this
It
me,
situation?
depends on
me
the person.
So,
personally, yeah, it
so
depends on everybody. But me personally,
Is it always situational? Like just based off what the situation brings you?
well, yeah, you go,
No.
Riz, because yeah, you can
so
go.
so so what I'll tell you is this, bro. You have to teach people how to love you. And this is something I'm a big believer in. Any homeboys that I got that I've sat down and talked with, I always tell them this. You have a responsibility to show people how to treat you and how to value you and to set boundaries. back to that conversation you were saying, like, okay, you with a chick, y'all never having a problems, then you run into that first problem. To me, that's a teachable opportunity. That's an
Absolutely.
opportunity to establish communication. Hey, listen, um, these are things like X said. I don't do that. I don't do the you calling me out my name. I don't do the you cussing me. I don't do like these are things that just ain't things I'm gonna do with you,
But yeah, that's
and
just.
I'm not
But
gonna
that's like
I'm not gonna
communicate. That's
accept it
like
from you, right?
communicational trial. That's the
You have to
communicational
tell
trial.
people your triggers, right? You have to tell people your triggers because if you don't tell them your triggers, so even in the Bible, a sin isn't a sin until you know that until you realize that you're committing a sin. Once you can realize you're committing a sin, then you're committing a sin. But up until that point, that's why they say God looks after babies and fools because they don't know what they're doing. But once I tell you that something's a sin, once I tell you that something's wrong and that you're doing something that's offensive to me or that's hurtful to me, now you have the opportunity to change your behavior. So if we run into another situation and you run back to that exact same thing, all right, especially if early in the situation, all right, cool. This is looking like
Yeah, but
this
that's
ain't
that's
gonna
yeah,
work.
that's like that. That's the behavioral side of it. Then you get into the other trials and tribulations where y'all fall into the first time of being in like a financial situation. Then y'all fall into a situation where y'all might be in the kid phase where maybe what I'm saying, one of y'all might be ready, one of y'all might not be ready. But
But
it's
each
like
of those are
all these
different. But each of those are different individual situations, and
yeah, that's
you're
what I'm saying.
developing your
Like
communication styles as a couple as you're going through those individual things.
right, but then that's why I always say like one certain situations for first timers can be very detrimental depending on how things be because y'all can be on it, y'all can communicate and fix the behavioral stuff, y'all can fix
Yeah.
the other bond stuff on that way, but then once y'all first get into that other situation, that trial where things is a little like the pros and cons of this is more cons than it is pros. But if you handle it, then you don't have to worry about the cons at all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
Once
well,
you
so,
get to
so like,
those situations, that's when things start to become a little more dicey. When you talk
Mm,
about is it worth staying for or is it worth leaving at this point?
well, I think each relationship has its own dynamic because
absolutely.
generally speaking, I would assume that you like everybody that you're in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't love everybody, but you like everybody that you're in a relationship with. So a
Right.
lot of that is going to depend on the level of feelings that you have for that person. A
Yeah.
lot of a lot of that is going to depend on you just viewing that person. Because like I treat things like I tell people this, like I was in the military for a long time. And whenever you got a new subordinate under you or you went under somebody else, you had what was called a feedback where you establish guidelines of, yo, if you come late to work, this is what's going to happen. I'm a believer of that in relationships at the very beginning. Like you tell people, like, I don't tolerate this. You will not say this to me. If if
Right.
you if you can't talk to me, like you're wasting my time because trust is that foundation. So when those situations come, it's easy for me to just say, I broke this down for you in the beginning.
As far
And
as like coming to you about the situation
yeah,
and
like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And granted, there's going to be times because some situations are just going to be uncomfortable. So you have to understand that maybe somebody wasn't trying to deceive you. Maybe it was just something that was hard or triggering or trauma for them to talk about, but they have to communicate that with you. Like, I'm trying to be
Yeah.
understanding, but you
Yeah.
have to let me know what I'm
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah. And but see, and so like even in the training that I'm taking, like it talks about understanding people's triggers, right? So something I always tell Toya, like especially early in our relationship, I'll say, babe, I need to know you. And the problem is that we don't really take a lot of time getting to know each other
Mm-hmm.
to the point because of the fact that like some stuff is traumatic, right? If a young lady and believe it or not, 1 in 3 young women, especially young black women, have experienced some kind of sexual assault growing up, right? And so and I think I would probably say that number goes across all women, but I'm not completely sure, but I know it applies to black women.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if
But
your
if you
lady
spend
has
that
been
time with that person and then y'all like you put in some time with that person and then y'all end up not working out as you gonna be sitting there like damn, I wasted time. I wasted like some time when I ain't
no,
have.
because it's a
No, no,
lesson.
no, no. See, you can't think that it's ever a waste of time. Every time
No,
that
it's a
you,
lesson.
if
I
you,
mean,
yeah,
yeah,
it's always
I
a
feel I
lesson.
get that part. Like it's everything's either a blessing or a lesson from certain in that standpoint. But sometimes you can look at it. I'm not saying every situation is like for you to be taught a lesson out of it, But some of it be like, damn, like, bro,
Appreciate you, my
I
guy.
did all this. I spent all this time doing this shit for you though, or doing this shit with you, building this shit up, and then it doesn't. The goal was to get through this type of shit, and then we just still don't get through it. That's where it's like, damn, bro, I feel like I wasted my time, bro.
No, I feel that, but I look at it like there's no such thing as really a waste of time because you don't know what you're gonna get out of any person that you connect with.
I will not lose because even in defeat, it's a valuable lesson learned. So it's evens it up for me.
What's up for me? When the grass is cut, the snakes will show.
You know, and that's the thing, right? Is that like that's part of what fails relationships in the first place, because a lot of times we go in with
look at us being mature. This is so great.
You know what I'm saying? We go in with those thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to put up with this? Or why would I not realizing, back to Rez's point about you got to know you, what she putting up with from you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I know for me personally, just me personally, I am a lot to deal with. Like, I know that I am, whether it's my tone, the way that I talk, just like my views on certain things. Like, I'm a hard person in a relationship to deal with sometimes because I require a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I had to learn that about myself, and I had to be comfortable with that. Like, you know, because I don't ask for something that I wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to be willing to do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree, bro. No, I agree. And I love this conversation. I love this conversation amongst black men having it on this forum. Because
I'm old school, but like I'm old school when it comes to relationships, but I'm still part of the modern day because like I don't like wasting my time. I learn a lot of shit,
bro.
I learn a lot of shit from females, bro.
Stop meeting women online, dog. Stop meeting women online.
Never meet anybody online. But I think that everybody should stop holding on to relationships where you don't even have ties. Like if you don't have no kids, if you don't have a house, if you don't have nothing in each other's name, why the fuck are you going through this? We argue every other day.
Wait. That's why I tell people I'm not going to date you if I don't see a future with you.
No, but guess what? No, but to your point, right, Jack? So me and my sister's single, we talk all the time. And I'm like, people are so afraid that if they show somebody who they actually are, they will leave them. When the truth is, if somebody doesn't like who you actually are, you should leave them.
Yeah.
Like that's not a bad thing.
Also, say like you don't really know that person until y'all start living together.
Nah, that's not true.
I know married people before I start living.
Nah, bro, that's something that they put out, but it's not true because let me tell you something. If you date somebody, right? Let's say you date a chick and y'all been dating for 2 months, right? When you first went to her house, the character had showed you this is what my house looks like. This is the character that you meet, right? Sooner or later, y'all gonna get comfortable. And in 2 months, people don't think about how long 2 months really is. It takes
masks
long
are heavy.
Time. And when you go over there and you start noticing, like, damn, she didn't do the dishes this time. Yo, hold up. When's the last time you washed your bed sheets? What the fuck?
Why is there a pile of clothes on the top of your bed that you got to move every time I come over?
How come that spaghetti in the fridge got dust on it?
But see, look.
That ain't no Parmesan.
In that defense, I'm not saying y'all not right.
Why is it the 15th time we're eating shrimp Alfredo?
Some situations can be totally different though. Like, you know what I'm saying? She could have her house, you know what I'm saying, on point on normal days, but maybe that day that you came over there, it was just, you know what I'm saying, you just caught her at the bad time for us that.
I would say that's where she needs to talk to you. Like if she says something along the lines of like, when you first walk up in there and things look off, and she says something, if a woman was to say something like, I deal with depression. She come in. Say like, I deal with depression. So some days I just come home and I go to sleep, or some days then you can look past that a little bit. Like now you got to make a decision of, do I want to deal with the mental aspect of it? But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But they got to give you, and that's what I'm saying. You got to require people to give you the information that you need.
That's wine.
It's a wine. I'm not much of like a
because nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta communicate.
Don't judge me for this fight.
Stop. Hey, stop that fight. Stop that fight. Stop that.
Are you beating up Dakota Kai?
Stop. What are you doing?
Why are you beating up Dakota
That's
Kai?
a lady, sir.
She wanted to fight me.
So do
Equal
y'all
rights
Is
and
feel
that
like
left.
and do y'all
who
feel
was your
like
character
today's
though? Who was that?
generational women
Oh, it's me.
are
Oh wow, okay. I thought I was
overvalued?
Radical
like,
Jack beating on women on Facebook Live.
What'd you say,
No,
Lito?
I'm not.
Sorry,
I
Lito.
mean, I get. Like, I'm not always. I'm
put that
not
on
like a
Twitter
big
problem.
internet person all the time. But like,
Uh-huh.
realistically, like, you know what I'm saying. If we think about it, like most women nowadays, like you're gonna find them online. Like you're gonna find them
I would
online.
hate
You
dating
That's
know what I'm
online,
that's a
Again,
saying?
bro.
I
choice.
told
I
That's
would
you
a
to
hate
choice,
get
though.
dating
offline.
That's
online.
a choice.
I would hate dating
That's
online.
a
I couldn't
choice.
do it.
You live in Virginia. There are plenty of girls up in Walmart. There are plenty of girls, you know what I'm saying, just walking up and down the street. Like that's a choice.
And there are women outside the state.
Gotta stay
Like
I've
you
off
gotta
that.
never
go to North
dated a woman.
Carolina, go to South
I
Carolina, go to like you gotta get out of there. Go to DC.
Yeah, but when you go out of
dog.
state, though, you have to like you personally would have to go out of state to deal with somebody that's out of state. If you met somebody online and they're out of state, that's a whole different ball game too. Like it's
No, I
different
need no,
levels.
I need to be able to go to your job. Like there's certain things that I just need. Like I need to be able to go to your job on a random day and just make sure you not like you actually are the person that you say you are. It's not like some dude just sitting in your face all day at your
I
job.
know. Let me see
Or
you
I
audit
I
some
need
shit.
I need you to like I need to be able to just pull up at your house anytime I want to make sure there's not
So
random
nobody
individuals
in
sitting
this
in your
hot
house.
box has ever made a state to state trip to go see a girl.
No.
State to
I
state.
almost did
Hell no.
once when I was
Well, I
going through
live
my
in
Yeah,
divorce.
Texas,
I
I have.
almost did
so
it
I
once.
mean,
I live
Almost
in Texas,
I
so that's
did,
crazy to
but I
me.
already knew her. I already knew her and had a friendship and all that stuff. But like,
every
not
every
nobody knew.
every chick I've dated, I've either worked with, went to school, or went to school with. Every single one.
I done drove
Rob,
state to state one time, bro.
Yeah, like I met the wife online, but she lived like 10 minutes from me.
see, look at God.
Hell, we
That's
And
good.
then he
good.
can go to her job. He can go to her job and make sure ain't some random dude sitting in
But
her
see, yeah,
face
but
all
see, like
day.
I
See what
met
I'm
my
saying?
I met my baby mama online. You know what I'm saying? And we have a great relationship as far as just
Praise
co-parenting and
God.
stuff. You know what I'm
Amen to
saying?
that.
Like, but
Hey, this Uncle Nearest is hitting for real.
I told
Hey,
you
I
Uncle
ain't gonna
Near is
lie.
fire, dog.
This Shay
Uncle
started
Near
hitting,
is
dog,
fire.
and I had to chill.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like the problem. I think the problem is that Rez might appreciate this. We don't take inventory, right? Like we have to decide, sit down with ourselves and say, what does Mike require? What does 2-5 require?
Boom.
You know what I mean? Like I
Boom.
require a woman that because women will tell us quick. I ain't gonna
Hmm.
be with no man that don't. I ain't gonna be with no man that hasn't. I ain't gonna be
And they
with
be
no
lying
man
like
that
shit.
doesn't have. You know what I mean? So we need to do the same thing. Like this is what I require, and this is the other part of it. Don't be afraid to stick to that shit.
Don't.
Facts.
so do y'all?
Boom.
So, but
Don't let women guilt you into putting up with shit that you decided is
Or
not for
men,
you.
if that is your
yeah,
if that is your
exactly. That's
Or
what I'm
deal.
saying.
men if
Like
that's your thing.
for your
We're talking about
standards. So
women.
Whoa.
when you set
Like,
your
but
standards,
you know,
Whoa.
when you set your standards, do you ever look at like how just like how females set their
Yeah.
standards, or everybody else have their own different
Yeah.
approach of their standards? Do anybody ever see like for standard wise that you could be doing like you have too high of a standards, or some like sometimes you should lower some of
No, never
your
settle,
no,
standards
never
at one
no.
lower.
Your
point.
No.
standard is your
Bro,
standard.
No.
hey, look, let me tell you something. You should never in your life lower your standards, bro. It
Never,
don't matter
dog.
how
No.
it don't matter how
This
bad
person
she
You gonna
culture
is.
clash
resent
out here
her
in the
ass
world.
if you lower your
Yeah,
standard.
Can I interject right there? So Letha, this is what I'll tell you. Sometimes it's not about what your standard is. It's about your deal breakers. And
Mm,
that's why I tell
for
my
sure,
sister.
for sure.
It's
Mm,
not about I want you to have this, and this. It's you will not do this. I cannot date this. I cannot date this.
mhm.
Once you know the things that you will
Put a
not
whoop in
deal
that
with,
ass.
then that clears up a whole lot for you, my boy, my guy. Like
For
it
sure.
really, really does. Like once I realized, once I knew for myself, I couldn't deal with somebody that can't manage conflict. As soon as I saw that in a relationship, I was like, "Oh, we good. Like this ain't gonna work. I'm cool." So you can come in any package that you want
Mm,
to. Like
mm.
like it just so happens my wife is beautiful. Shout out to her. But like for me, like beauty is like in the eye of the beholder. So like that's not even something I was like okay. But like it just so happens that my wife is gorgeous. Shout out to her. But like, but for me, it was how do you treat me? How do you treat my kids? Because at that point, I was going through my divorce. I had kids, so I need somebody who's going to accept my kids and treat my kids like their own. I needed
Mhm.
somebody. I needed somebody that was going to be able to cook and be able
So
to
that's
be
what
able
I'm
to
saying.
keep a home.
Women's standards compared to men's standards. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all feel like women have more higher standards that like be like
No, I
absurd
just feel
compared to
no,
men?
No,
I just feel like women are in a space where they can speak their
they
preferences
can
more than us.
speak their preferences.
Yes,
Boom.
and we can't, or we choose not to, but we should anyway. Because if you can't meet my standard, or if I can't be myself around you or say the things that I need to say,
Facts.
then I don't need to be with you anyway, because
For
now you're
sure.
stifling me and I'm not going to be at my best. So guess what? I got kids. My kids ain't going to be at their best if I'm not at my best. You know what I'm
Real
saying?
talk.
I agree.
And those are the
that.
things, like,
And
you know what I mean?
This is a
one
dope
thing I learned
conversation.
too, guys, like I realized like I had took a year off from my this self accountability, and that goes back to this understanding your standards. So
Yep,
I had to just really take a whole year off to just not date, hold myself accountable, and grow, and
that's
had
real
to
good, Mike.
elevate myself,
People
put
don't
That's
myself
real
in the
good, Mike.
understand
category I
this for you
wanted to be
too.
at. You know what I'm saying? So when you like half stepping, you don't have your shit together, and you kind of have like to me, I don't believe men should date women if they don't have enough money to take her somewhere real nice, or if your
Mm.
car ain't clean enough,
Mm.
or your outfit is not clean enough. Nigga, you need to get into the lab and work and grind and get yourself in a position to elevate yourself. So when you are deciding to step out there, you're not stepping out there looking for loose change. You're looking for somebody that's
Mhm.
legitimate, somebody that got a lot of standards as well. And a
For
woman gonna recognize
sure.
that. She gonna recognize, oh, this nigga got his shit together. I can't bullshit with this nigga. It ain't really what I got to
Hmm.
say. It's what I'm doing and what I'm showing you. You know, so
At
that's one
that
thing I
point, you ain't
learned,
gotta tell a
and
joker
it
to come
helped
to
me
work.
grow.
She gonna see you and come correct on her own.
Yep.
You
Which
see,
is that?
just what Cup said. That's exactly what I was just about to say. When you are a man that has some type of stature within yourself, they recognize that shit. That's another
Yep.
reason why they go for these top kind of guys. And it ain't like the internet be like, oh, the top 1%ers and all that. No, women look for dudes that are genuinely just leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like
Period.
they can
Yep.
Period. Point
tell when
blank.
you have that in you. They know, like, okay, this dude is gonna do this, he's gonna do that, and they are going to become the woman that you want them to be. Anytime you hear a dude say like, "Oh, I wouldn't date her because she does this, this, and this," they don't know what they're talking about. Because at the
Right.
Hundred
end of the
percent.
day, every woman is gonna be the woman that you want as long as you're the man that can bring
Yep.
that out of her.
That's right.
Yep.
100%. I
Yep.
always say this. Every woman wants to be a kitten. They want to be soft. They all this fake masculine shit. No, they want to be soft.
Yep.
They're looking for somebody to show them and guide them in the right direction and be who you say you're gonna be. Like
That
don't
part.
tell a woman you're gonna do something you're
Yeah.
not gonna do it.
Think
That
about it like
part.
this. When we talk about women, right? To some degree, we're their entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We're their, like, voice box or whatever you want to call it, because when you meet a girl, what's the first thing you say? Like, oh, no, I didn't get her. Oh, you wasn't spitting game. It's on us to set the tone.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's on us to establish the rapport and what is going to be going forward. They're
Yep.
more reactive. So
Yep.
then they can say, oh, I ain't feeling him, or I didn't like that. But
Yeah.
that's based off of you, you know what I'm saying, putting your foot forward first.
For
Let's
sure.
go, Duke.
I agree.
Yeah, Duke slip.
I always look at it just
Yeah,
because
every time
the
Duke
world
plays,
we
I
in
just want the
now,
stadium to open up and swallow him.
Hey,
the
Oh
bro.
world we
man.
in now,
Pause.
bro. I just look at
Oh
things
man.
like from the
Too bad. That's
outside
not it.
I
view
don't
of it.
like that. I don't like that from you, bro. That ain't
That was
like you.
super,
That shit
super,
crazy.
He don't
super
like
That was
crazy.
crazy.
I don't
We
like
That
Open
dealing.
was
up,
I
crazy.
just feel
swallow
like
him.
Open up and
I feel like
swallow him.
men nowadays are
That
starting
dude said
to
he
be
was
at
gonna
a
open up and swallow them.
disadvantage when it comes to how women act towards or treat
This
us
dude
men
praying to
nowadays.
Allah before the
Women,
game
I
start.
mean, without sounding too misogynistic and all that,
Man, be
women,
misogynistic.
women do what we allow them to do.
It's not being misogynistic. That's just telling the truth, and it's a fact.
Exactly.
Like,
Whatever they
if,
call it
if
is,
your
I'm gonna say
woman
what I
talks
gotta
to
say.
you, if your
Is
woman
this
talks
man
to you
praying
any
to
kind of
Allah
way, it's
before the game
because you didn't
starts?
stop her when she did it the first time.
That
Yeah,
part.
real talk.
You gotta teach people how to, Doug, you got it. The same way I tell women, I tell women, if your partner doesn't satisfy you sexually, it's your fault. Because it's
That's
your
it.
job to make sure that he knows that he's not doing what it takes to satisfy you. That is
That's
your
it.
responsibility. Just like if you're in a relationship with somebody and they talk to you crazy, it is your fault. You
But
are
that's
Big
creating
but
an
that
facts.
that
environment
goes
where
back
they
to
are allowed to talk to
but
you
that goes to my
crazy.
like test drive comment when I was like, bro, like I didn't dated somebody or I didn't talk to somebody in the beginning where I'm just trying to get to know you first before I test drive, see what you working with. And then all the time I spent doing that, I finally hit the joint. And maybe it wasn't something I'll be like, damn, this was well worth it. Like this was more like, damn, bro, like
Is that all you looking
find
forward
better.
to?
You're not gonna want to stick with that, bro. And then you gonna feel like you wasted your time.
Well,
You
I
gotta
don't know,
practice
hey,
semen
but
retention,
you
son.
know what? Another thing that
You
people
gotta,
don't think about,
or
bro, you
something.
can tell when you're sexually like when you and somebody are sexually like compatible, you can tell without fucking them.
Yeah,
You can
but that's
literally
but that's
tell,
like
like
Yeah.
that's
It
you.
starts
That's
in the
you.
mind.
Yeah,
It
Even
starts
that's
if,
in
you
the mind.
and
definitely in
even
the
if
wanting
the
mind.
first time
you.
don't go
That's the
well, you can
attract.
see the
That's the
potential.
attract. Hell no, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
That
First
too,
time
hey,
for
2-5,
anybody.
that's a valid point. If the
I
first
can't
time
do
is
that,
not
bro.
great, you can still
Personally,
tell, like, oh
Yeah,
wait,
you can
we
still
can vibe.
tell, like, oh yeah, we could work on this. It was the first time, it was
For
awkward or whatever.
sure.
Like, you know,
Especially if
That's
you
a
really
big
vibe
fact.
with her.
you'll
Unless,
make
again,
it
but
work.
look, but see, look, I done had a few where I vibe with them. Everything was cool. You like bond wise, I could be in a relationship with them off of vibes and how we communicate stuff. But when
come
it
on,
comes
man.
down to that, but us fucking, you can say like, oh, you can find ways to get intimate and make it
You
better.
can, as long as they
True,
don't pull out the
true,
flounder on you.
true,
No,
Yep.
no.
true. But it can
Or the
still
dilly dally. You like, oh hell
sometimes,
no, what
bro.
is that?
You just have females where they box just ain't up to your standards of what you look for in out of a female when it
I
gets to
But
that
know.
what
point.
is but the question
I
I
is, so
think
there's
the
a few
only
things.
tip though.
But
Hold
did
on,
you
real
stimulate
quick.
her, or did you just expect her to
That
come
part.
ready?
That part. Did
Well,
did you stimulate her? Two, have y'all had conversations about what your expectations are sexually? And so that she'll understand what it is that you need from her.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
And
man.
she ain't
three,
gonna
was
You
there
know,
just
some
like
like we don't communicate.
when females be like, when females used to be back in the day where they'll tell you like, oh yeah, I got my joint this and that. Like they hype their shit up, and then you go
Maybe
get it,
lying,
and be
bro.
like, that shit
Oh,
won't
I
even
don't never
all
believe
that,
that.
bro.
I don't never
No, I
believe
never
that.
believe
Women,
that
Women,
shit
it's
at
matter of
all.
like,
fact,
Don't ever believe that
if a
shit.
woman is willing to,
well,
if a woman is willing to tell me out loud how good her sex is, I'm probably not gonna believe her.
I ain't gonna
Yeah, I'm
lie.
cool. That
You
shit
know who I think
make
Go
is
that
ahead,
better
should be
every
a
Cups.
time
turn
I hear
off.
that? I think
Cups.
but
about Nicki
that's what
Minaj,
I'm
bro.
saying though.
Immediately
You
gets
have, but
off.
you
I'm
have, but
cool.
you
what I
have
want to
ones
ask
that
Lethal
you
is
have
Cups,
ones
though.
that
cups,
can
cups,
tell you.
cups,
What I want to
cups.
ask Lethal is, yo.
No, I was clearing out for
What
you.
I want to ask Lethal is though is like, I understand what you're saying, but it sounds like that's really all that you're saying is that you know if you smack the joint and it ain't good, then
Oh,
you feel like that's not something that you can vibe
You
with.
just say if
But
you
I
smack the
feel
joint.
like that the
Yeah,
connection
yeah. If you
that
smack,
you
you
have with
smash.
a woman
kill
and you already know.
coochie commercials.
Kill the
I'm
pussy.
not I'm not a overly religious person or anything like that, but the reason why they say to wait until marriage is not because of how good or bad it is. You're not supposed to know anybody else except for that person that you feel like you're supposed
Right, right,
So it's
right.
like you're not even supposed to have nothing to base it off. You're not even supposed to have nothing to compare it to. Like it's just supposed to be y'all. So I know we live in the secular world and stuff like that, but it's like if all you're concerned about is y'all physical connection, then you might as well not even be looking for something long term. Like just go ahead and keep that on casual.
No,
True.
and to that point, like you and like the truth is like
We do live in an overly secular world.
sex should be probably the third or fourth level of like the conversation.
For
Like,
sure.
can we have a
True.
conversation?
But that's what I'm
Like
saying. You
can I
vibe with.
talk to you? Like, can we have a
Yeah,
conversation?
like I'm saying, like
Can I hang out with
you
you?
can do that with somebody. You can do that. You could be like
But
that
the,
with somebody for a good long time, like 5 months, 6 months. Like y'all building that shit up, and then even still, like as a man, you still would get to a point where, all right, finally, say you have one of them ones that say, you know what, you got a shorty. They be like, look, I'm celibate till marriage type shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You finally, y'all go through the whole range, y'all do everything, it's good, try to whatever. Y'all finally get married. You finally hit
And
the
after
joint.
all that, if the coochie being bad is enough for you to swerve, you didn't like that jump.
That's a big fact, bro. Because the coochie can't be that damn bad.
Because there's ways to make it better, bro.
Yeah, that's why I
Like
said
y'all can like if
unless
she
she's
now
straight up.
unless she's on some it's whack and it's whack because I want it to be whack, that's a completely different situation. But if she's like, yo, I'm training, like I'm willing to be trainable, like I'm okay, cool. You like this, you like that, and we can move like dog, we can make that work.
Yeah, unless you dealing with that fish fillet, man.
You know,
Oh yeah, if she not
Yo, you
hygienically,
gotta,
if she not hygienically
Stop.
there,
You
that's a
gotta
different
stop.
thing.
You gotta
Oh
stop.
Lord.
I'm just saying, like,
But nah,
what
but
I'm
I agree with y'all. But these are just things
saying?
that,
I
like,
prefer
you know
my
what I'm
fish
saying,
fillet on a bun.
other
What
men
would
in
you
this
ask
world
if Julius
and other
Randle female did?
females deal with in this world nowadays. Like, in today's world, everything is so flip flop, lopsided, and ass backwards. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard. Some females rather throw it at you in the beginning just to make sure that
But
they
but
are
that's the
sexually
problem. But that's the
compatible with
I don't
you.
problem is
trust
that
that.
dudes
Females
accept
been doing
it.
that. That's not
You
I
know what
don't
nothing
I'm
trust
new.
saying?
that. I don't trust that.
Because, like, as a man, as guys, sometimes we don't base everything off of sex, but you would still like to be sexually compatible with that female. Now, if she
If
do
I
stuff
get to the
that
box
you
before we have
like,
a conversation, I'm out of here.
oh, if she do stuff that you like, though, like stuff that you're
No.
interested in and stuff in that fashion, you know what I'm saying? That's different. That you can weigh that into options, but then you still got the ones that,
That's
like,
fair.
still they based up, they throw it at you just so they can get that out the way, and then it'd be like, all right, let's see if we match on this other type of level. Because once you have sex with somebody, y'all souls tied. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I
Y'all
hear you,
soul tied. You know
I
what I'm
hear you,
saying? Regardless if you have a child with them or not. Like, I'm still soul tied with my baby mama to this day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
Yo,
It
there are
sounds
so
like
many
that's who you
ways to
need to
eat a
be with
Reese's.
then.
Dog, there's so many ways to eat a Reese's, bro. Bro, not lethal. There's some. So what I'll tell you is this also, right? So a lot of women, and again, back to that what I was saying earlier, I was trying to drive here
Amazon
earlier.
device.
1 in 3 women have experienced some kind of sexual assault in their life.
For sure.
Rape, molestation is a real
I
thing
agree.
for a lot of women,
I agree. I
right?
agree.
So a lot of women have rough sexual situation and appetites because sex reminds them of when they were molested as kids.
True shit. True shit. I agree.
And so, like, the truth is that if you have a woman in your life and you explain to them how important sex is to you and y'all have a conversation about that, because that's conversations I'm willing to have. Like, again,
Right.
letting people get to know you. Like, hey, sex
Yeah.
is really important to me. It's really important to me to have a sexually open partner who's willing to try new things with me and willing to explore, like, new avenues of sexuality with me. Like, I need that. And if that's something that's not you, then cool, I understand. But you need to let me know, like, sort of what are the things that bother you. So if you have a young lady that has experienced some kind of sexual assault or some kind of molestation situation, and y'all sit down and create a safe space where you have a conversation, she may build trust in you, which she allows you to teach her how you want to be loved,
And once
For
it's
sure.
unlocked,
and that's a
Yeah,
dub.
and that's true.
There's
And I
no
agree.
losses
I
there.
agree with that. I agree with that totally. Like I said, I'm just asking, so for the people out here, the guys and the females that probably have these type of thoughts, but they don't know how to ask them or know who has the answers for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through a lot of shit, bro, when it comes to females. So it's like, for me, bro, I know what I want out of a female. I know what I look for. I know my standards and type shit. So
but
I'm not
see,
settling for just
but hold up,
anybody.
but wait, that's the other part of it though, right? You know what you want for her, but what are you willing to give to her? What can you give to her, and what
But that
are you
true.
giving to her?
That solely is based off of how I feel about you. If I know that, like, I want you, I have that deep feel, like I would do anything to keep you around type shit, then yeah, bro, I'll make that adjustment. But if I don't have that feel for
You ain't
you,
shit, cups.
you know what I'm saying, then fuck it, bro. Like, I'm not gonna be pressed on it. You know what I'm saying? I'll do for the person that I want to do for, that I want to make
Oh, that
sure
wasn't
that
even you that said that, cups. My bad.
when I get
That's
you,
what I was saying. I said, LOL.
the same way I got you, or like the effort I put in to get you, the effort to keep you is gonna be outstanding, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be like, damn, I didn't even expect you to do this type of shit when you was trying to get me type shit.
But
Like,
but but
Right, but that's
lethal.
the
But
other part of
the
it
one
though, is that you get what you put in.
Yeah, but
right,
the one thing you haven't experienced with all the things you experience is it's one thing to experience a lot of women. It's another thing to experience, like, long-term commitment to one person
oh
and
no,
going
trust.
through that effort, like going through the effort that it takes to maintain. Like, when I tell
It's
you, dog,
hard,
like when
bro.
I tell you
It's not easy.
that the stuff that I've learned to express as somebody who's been with the same woman for 20 years, I am so much of a better communicator than I was 20 years ago. And being able to like, because I realized that my investment is in this.
Right,
My investment is in this. So whatever we need to make it so it can work, I'm cool with that.
for
Because
sure.
I only want this. So whatever it's gonna be here. And that's a completely different thing than saying, "Oh well, if it's whack today, then I'm out." Like, no, 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 no. You have to have conversations. If it's
Yeah,
somebody that you make, and the problem is, you can't make that long term investment with somebody that really is a short term person. That's why those conversations are so key that I'm talking about.
yeah,
Like those
true, and
conversations
I
in the
agree.
initial stages are mad important because you're building a foundation for what could be in 10 years. So that mentioned, like every time you mention your child's mom, it sounds like, I don't know, but it sounds like that was the person you feel like you were supposed to be with, and it just didn't work
Yeah,
out.
that's what I get
Well,
from
no,
it
see,
too.
like
I ain't gonna lie.
that's why I was gonna say, like, when I met my baby mama, bro, this how I knew she was different in the beginning.
Stop fouling them,
I
man.
didn't talk to her about sex at all for like legitly 2-3 months and us talking. And normally, bro, if I'm trying to deal with a shorty or fuck with a shorty, I'll talk to you about that shit straight off the gate, like within like
Yo,
two weeks. I be
My nigga
wild.
said straight out
You
the
know what I'm
gate.
saying? Like, you know what I mean? Cause I'm like, get
Now
your
you
shit.
go. You're
Got you.
not wild. There's nothing
But
wrong with
but
that.
look, but
Lethal
look,
said BET uncut what that thing
you know what I'm
smell like.
saying?
yo,
Like this
look,
X-rated
Lethal
shit
said,
over
I'm
here,
sending the
man.
hammer pick early.
But real shit.
Early, gang.
When I met
No
her, bro, I was
surprises.
doing things. I
What you think
noticed I
about
was doing
this,
things that I wouldn't normally do for a female, but I was doing it just off of the strength of how I felt
woman?
about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was willing to accept so much other stuff for her, and I did so much, and she changed me, bro. Real shit. Like I was down on my ass. She came into my life. She built me back up. You know what I'm saying? And we went through ups and downs with our relationship. She blessed me with my 2 children. To this
Shout out to the
day,
kids.
you know what I'm saying? To this day, yeah, we co-parent, we not in a relationship. I've
That's what I'm
learned so much shit I've known her for 9 years.
Radical Jack, let's
This is the
go.
first time we have been broken up for 4 years straight, consecutively. Not getting back together, not still going back and forth throughout months and stuff. Like, no. And I've learned a lot of where I went wrong in
So
our
do you regret it?
relationship.
Like, do you want to be back with her?
Do I regret it? Fuck yeah, bro. Cause you know what I'm saying? I fucked up the foundation of my family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Based on what? Wait, based on what?
Did you
So
cheat or
let's
what?
dig here.
yeah, bro. I was wild, bro. I was cheating, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
No, no,
You
but
know what I'm
that, but
saying?
so,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, I was
so
wilding.
wait, so lethal, so lethal. Let's stop right there. And this is really a
But
dope
this is
conversation.
why.
And
No,
thank you for being transparent. This is fire.
wait before you say.
This
I'll
is the
tap you
open
in.
box. This is the open box.
Look at
I'll
us,
tap
Open
you
dog.
in.
box is
We so
crazy.
mature.
I'll tap you in. I'll tap you in before you say it.
No,
When
look,
we first started dating, right? I was still living in Richmond. She was staying in the country. So I would see her
eat a
every
lot of
week.
pizzas.
I'll see her every weekend, but through Monday through like Thursday, I'm in the
Oh my
city.
god.
So when we first had sex, bro, the consistency of our sex was more based off of we didn't see each other a lot. You know what I'm saying? So when we
You
did see
are.
each other, we'll do it a lot in that time span. When we started living together, the consistency was there. I personally would tell you to this day, like, this is the first time, bro, that I can sit here and say I haven't fucked my baby mama in 4 years, bro.
He missed that.
Like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
what,
no, I will
Bro,
bro?
I'm
never
Like,
catch
that's
tired
that, man.
of it.
insane,
The
bro.
thing is,
Like,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
you just gotta understand. You
So
took
when
a
the
big L,
You
bro.
consistency,
need to write her a letter or
so
something.
look, bro. So
Lethal,
with the
Lethal straight up giving us the red shoe
real
diary up in
shit, bro.
here.
But look,
Look
when
at
the
my guy. I'm
consistency,
so proud of you, Lethal.
look, when the consistency failed, bro. When the consistency failed, bro, That's when I start becoming the bad me in a sense.
Hey,
Like
where's
I start
Finance
wilding
Ride
out.
when we need him?
You know what I'm
Baby,
saying?
come
Cause
back.
in real honesty, bro, that was something that, like, I'm not like, sex is not a deal breaker, but it's a major thing when it comes to my relationships. So when she stopped being as consistent with
I
it, when
was
shit
just
started dropping
trying.
in my
Did you
head,
did you
I'm
talk to
thinking
her?
like, no, that's why I said I learned a lot
That's
during
the
that
one.
time. In my head, I was
You spoke
thinking
to her.
as I was thinking like a nigga. I was like, damn, she either
She
fucking with
should know
somebody
better.
else,
She
she
should know
or
better.
she wants somebody else, or I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was thinking all this other shit, and all the whole other side was I never got it. I never sat there and figured out why she didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? It was more to it than just making up with sex. You know what I'm saying? It was the other side of shit that I didn't understand. So
Yeah.
us being apart for these 4 years, bro, but
Write
we
her a
still
letter, dog.
co-parent. It's like I learned a lot about why the shit
You're
failed. I learned a lot
defense.
about myself of like, damn, like I could have did better here. I could have communicated better here. Now, bro, I tell her the truth, bro. I've been lied to my baby mama in 4 years straight, nigga. Still lied
Dog, you
to her
really be
during that
snitching,
time.
dog.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like I keep
dog.
it a buck 100 with her
No,
at all
that's
times,
fire.
type shit.
You know
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying?
4
Like
years clean, bro. I'm proud
I
of you.
No,
So go get her back.
something that I
Let that
broke
cute
when
sweat
they
on.
say like
Go get
you gotta
her
build trust back.
back.
When you be
no.
like you gotta build
You
your
know
trust
you
back with
will.
somebody that you are ruined, or y'all gotta build that bond back. You gotta start from ground up. Most of the time, it's hard
I
to
love her.
build legit trust back that somebody had with you all the way through, that you broke on your, like you really broke, that you didn't have to break. You
Man,
know what
talk
I'm
that
saying?
shit, Lethal.
So
Look at
for
my
me,
God, dog.
bro.
You need to
So for
clip this
me,
up and send it
no,
to
for
her,
real, bro.
dog.
No, for real, bro. Real nigga shit. Like
I'm
I'm
dead
not gonna sit.
serious.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
I'm a I'm the type of person
Hey,
that's not
Lee,
gonna sit
hey,
here.
Cups, clip
I
this
had
up
to
and
take
send it
the
to him, bro.
accountability,
Got you,
bro.
bro.
Real shit, bro. I had to take the accountability and say, damn, bro, like
We getting her
I
back.
fucked this up. And the only way for me to fix this shit is I gotta do something that she wouldn't think that I would be able to do in general. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Talk on the hot
So
box about it.
when you sit here, when people sit here and say like you really love somebody or you really would do something for somebody type shit, like you want to rebuild something, you gotta, when it comes to trust and shit, that's where it
She not
starts
married
at,
now,
bro.
is she? She not married now, is she?
Nah, bro, you know what I'm
She
saying?
still
So that's
single?
like,
She single?
yes, bro, that's why I be telling you,
Oh,
Like
like
dog.
single or
I
like
know
not
what I
married?
thought.
like for me,
Hey,
like
dog.
look
We about to set
like
this
me,
up. We getting her
like for
back.
me, bro, what I'm saying is I'm
Hey,
doing
Cups, what's her
everything
address?
now. The reason why I'm on this path of consistently keeping it real with my baby mom, keeping it honest with her all through the thick and thin, no matter what it is, bro, is because I'm getting her to see that
Hey, I know Toya's
I've
still gone.
changed, bro. You know what I'm saying? I fixed the shit that broke us. And when we get back together, it's gonna be like, bro,
Oh, not if.
I can't do
When.
nothing.
Yeah,
I ain't
no,
got
when,
shit that
bro?
I can't
When?
go wrong, bro.
Maybe
You
I
know what I'm
knew
saying?
about it. I just
I done
didn't
went through
care.
I
we done
didn't
went through the
care. You
shit,
just don't know how
bro.
much I love you, do you?
You know what I mean? Like the amount how hard I'm trying to get you back, just wait, bro. Me keeping you is a whole different ball game. Like that's where it really
Yeah,
gonna be,
nigga.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Type shit. Like that's what people fail to realize. Men be trying to, they work hard to get to shorty, bro,
We
but
got
they
to send
don't
her
do the
edible
same
arrangements or
type, they
something.
don't put in the same type of effort or go above and beyond to keep her around so she never have to look back, bro.
You know what's crazy, right?
Damn.
So one, I love hearing this from you, bro. Like this is mad dope.
Shout out to
This
my
is
dog.
mad dope. That was fire. Like that was fire. If I had my soundboard set up, I would give you like mad like pim 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 sounds. Cause that's real. That's a real realization. So I want you to think about this, right? So we as men are reactive, right? So we'll feel things. Oh, I see you. Can I mine? I don't know. As men, we'll. Oh, there we go.
There we
As
Oh
go.
men,
yeah,
as men,
simultaneous.
as men, we will feel things, right? But instead of like talking about the thing that we feel, we react to it. So we're actors, not movers. We're not expressors. And women will express and not act,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so what we have to get better at as men is identifying when we feel that thing and then saying the thing that we feel before we react on the thing that we feel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Right, and
come
that
on, nigga.
that is really really hard. It costs us long term. It costs us in terms of the people that in our lives that we love that we lose because we're reacting in the wrong ways. It costs us in the terms of the fact that we're bottling up emotions and feelings that we need to release in a healthy and effective way, as opposed to
Men are scared to be sensitive,
dying
bro.
from.
Men
We're,
are
we're,
scared to
we're
be
not we're not just
sensitive.
afraid to be sensitive, bro. I just was talking to a group of third through fifth graders, and we have this one activity that we do called Boys and Their Emotions. And on the sheet, it has a list of 49 different emotions.
Mm.
49 different emotions. And we talked about the fact that of the 49 emotions, there are probably 20 to 25 of those emotions that boys are not allowed to feel in public.
Yeah, I don't think guys are scared to be sensitive. We're scared of the reaction of
The
our sensitivity.
reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I tell Lindsay all the time, like, because she's always like, you never show emotion, and I'm like, I do show emotion.
I show mad emotion.
It's just anger and frustration. It's not,
What you think
baby.
is the
You know,
emotion
It's
is?
yeah,
not. It's
yeah.
not
It's
the.
not.
It's not the.
Yeah,
It's not the female emotion in a sense. It's the man way. You know what I'm saying, of our
I feel
emotions.
neglected. I feel neglected, and it hurts me that I feel like you are neglecting me. But instead of me being able to say, "Hey, babe, it makes me sad that you're neglecting me,"
Because if
I'm gonna
men,
feel like
It's like,
I
bitch,
feel
yeah,
why
like
you
but see,
neglecting
I
me?
feel like
when men, that's why I
now I
said men.
come out as anger.
Yeah, but that's why I said I feel like man, it's like the sensitive part. It's like they don't want. We feel like we can if we go to you in that sense,
Dog,
and
they're
we
giving
come
him
to you in
every
that
foul.
fashion. It's like for us, we look at it as like, damn, we being soft, or we being such a
But
femme
see,
about it.
lethal, but that's that next evolution that I'm talking about. You just got to be you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for
let
better,
her do her own
for
That's
better
thing.
or
it.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
The right woman gonna respect that shit. She gonna say, yeah,
She
that's my baby.
absolutely
He's
will.
tapping
Yeah,
into
five years
his
ago,
emotions that he, decides to. She gonna hold you down. She's not gonna clown you.
like
Yeah,
five.
No, she
because
absolutely
I
will.
do agree because it's the shit like she'll be like somebody else they'll be like, oh, that's a simp move, but to her she'll be like, shit, I
Please
love
call
when
the
he be like
charge.
that
Thank
type
you.
shit. You know what I'm saying? I love how he act like that when he get like this type shit. That's the shit that I like. So I feel that I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, 5 years ago, Lindsay ain't know how I felt about nothing. Now she be like, "Shut up,"
Oh, we
you know. What
I
I'm
was the
saying?
worst. I used to switch chicks every day. Had him mad for real, like I wish he was gay.
damn.
Yeah,
Hey, yo.
every song,
Hey
every song.
yo.
You know.
But that's
So
real shit though, bro. Like I experienced a lot in my life when it comes to females. You know what I'm saying? And, like
Women.
when I can sit here and say, well, women. When I sit
they
here
don't
and
Well,
like
say
they don't like females. I heard.
when
I don't give
we
a damn what they like. That's what they are.
when I see
they're
when I
women.
look at these women nowadays, bro, it's only two women in my life that I can sit here and say like one I regret, but I was young and dumb at the time, but I know what it looks like to be treated like you the prize type shit. Like she really down for just you as alone, and she had it all type shit. And then I seen what it's like to deal with somebody that you had to get their self-esteem back. You had to help
You
build
had to
them back
rebuild
up.
them.
But
Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And at them being my baby mom was already had 3 kids prior to, but she had
wow.
one baby daddy. So that's what's like the rare shit now. You don't see it nowadays, bro. One
I
a
mean, I
one
respect
chick,
you
one
just for
baby
that.
daddy. You know,
For
right? You know
sure.
what I'm saying? I
Cause
was a
I'm a one
stepfather
and
before
done.
I
You got
became
one
a father.
kid, and then if you got more than that, shit, nigga, don't even
No,
don't even
and
But
approach
that's
no,
what
it.
I'm saying.
no, lethal, and the way you hold that, because I remember from like a couple years ago when we started doing this joint,
5 kids,
I
baby.
remember you mentioning like, yo, I got 5 kids, and I'm
Five
like, "You-
kids.
5 kids, like, nah,
Five
he was
kids.
like, and like when you broke it down, like, no, I actually have this many kids, but like my stepkids are my kids. Like I remember you
Yeah,
mentioning like that's fire.
they will never, they till this day, bro, they are not my stepkids, bro. You know what I'm saying? The boys are my boys too, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
regardless. Like,
no,
because
no, real
I
talk.
was there, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they was the oldest, Boog, the oldest, when I first came into, he was 5 years old. Boog is about to be 12 years old. Cater was
dog.
1 years old. That was the youngest, and he was in diapers. The boys are in school. My son is in school. My daughter's the last person that's about to turn 3 that's gonna be going to school in a couple more years. So it's like
Yeah,
my kids alone are already growing, and
yeah.
I never look at them as
Mine
oh
versus
they
hers.
yeah
So,
like
so
nah
Lethal, do
No,
bro
you
they
nah.
only do that because y'all have kids together, or do you do that
no, I do that
because
because I built a bond with them first, bro. Before she
Yeah,
even blessed me with my 2 kids, bro.
yeah,
They
yeah,
was looking to me as like I was their dad. Period. You know what I'm saying? When I entered the picture, even to this day, Caden, the youngest, he take up after me so much, bro, that he delivers everything that I do. He delivers to my son. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And he even took my son under his wing. He was the little brother. He was the youngest of them all. Then my
You need
son
to get
come.
your baby mama back, bro. We gotta
Man,
make this happen.
baby
hey,
mama,
look, bro.
baby mama?
Come
I'm
back,
tired of
You know what
you.
I'm saying? Hey,
baby.
but
Can we
come
Come
on
record?
though,
Can
back,
we
bro.
do like a?
Back
Can
in the
we?
day, bro, on the
come
pods when
back.
I was working at T-Mobile, bro. Y'all seen
Whoa.
the kids from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Can
shit
we?
was
Can we write a company like? Can we write like letters of support or something like that? Is there something we can do
You know
to
what I'm
like?
saying? I'll write you a character letter,
Hey,
bro.
I write you a thing that
I'll
says, "I
write you a
want you
character
no
letter,
more."
man.
oh we no
I'm like,
for real,
yo,
for real.
I'm gonna tell.
If I send her the pod.
I'm a mentor. I'm a mentor you, so you can,
When
like
Cup upload the pod, bro, I'm gonna just send her the joint and I'm gonna tell her
send it to her, bro.
when to start the joint, and then she gonna sit here and be like, first of all, she gonna be
I just
like,
told her to watch it. Just be like, "Hey, I did a podcast last night." Don't make it because look, this is the thing, bro.
Yeah, don't make it
You
obvious.
cannot send a woman this and be like, "Hey, watch this," because she gonna be
nah,
like,
bro,
"Oh, nigga, you was
Yeah,
lying the whole time."
she gonna think you
my
got the
baby mama
wrong
different.
intentions.
My
Look,
baby mama
the
different, bro.
pod is like almost 3 hours long, so don't
Yeah,
ask her
bro.
to
She'll
watch the
see that.
whole
She'll
thing.
see. She'll see. First of all, it's like it's already about 3 hours long. I
I
gotta tell her
know
Yeah.
Cups is
where to
already
start
eyeing
at.
that goddamn 2 hour and 52 minute.
We hitting that goddamn.
Damn,
Got into that goddamn.
Y'all good.
Nah, seriously, like no, like Dexter, like send it to her, like, yo, I want you to check this out. We were having a conversation about relationships,
Damn,
Man,
and I
bro,
sort of like
bold.
got in my bag
I ain't
because
got
we didn't plan this,
real
dog.
shit, real shit. I feel it. I agree. I don't have to do that for real, because like the way, because I know
We
her.
gotta get
You
her
know what I'm saying?
back.
Like
Bro.
I know her like the back of my hand type shit, bro. You
I
know
feel
what
like
I'm
we
saying?
all should know her so we can support you.
Hell yeah.
What
Oh,
she
we
into? Does she
Yo,
like?
the hot
Does
box
she
makes
like?
it happen, man. Look at
Does she
Ryan and
like
Amber,
candy?
bro.
Like,
You know
no,
what I'm
we
saying?
put
The hot
Ryan and
box
Amber
makes it
together,
happen.
dog.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to the pod, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yo. Hey, my wife just got
I mean, the
home, y'all. I
pod be
gotta
getting
go.
me in trouble, but you know what I'm saying?
Said
But
she
it do
just got
well for
home.
y'all.
Yeah, she just walked. She had dinner with her friends. So
We done
Oh,
reached
she had
that
girls' night.
damn
yeah.
Oh, bro,
2
do that
hours.
list, bro. You should do that list before we go, bro. You should end it
We
off
can
with that list.
we
What
can hit
list?
the list tomorrow night. We can
Yeah,
kick it
Cup
off.
said, "Nah, get the fuck off my line."
Dog. Cup said, I'm about to
It's got
take my
late on
black
this
ass
bitch.
to bed.
You know what
Hey,
I'm
the
saying?
ribs were
So,
delicious. The ribs were delicious. Shout out to everybody who watched me cook it. I appreciate y'all. And
Yeah, she
Uncle
a Colts
Nearest,
fan for sure.
Uncle Nearest was hitting. That was fire.
Shout
And
out to Coach
yeah,
Calipari.
everything else about to be fire too.
Shout out
so
to
this
Coach
was the
Calipari.
goddamn
I miss you.
Shout out to Michigan State.
Thursday smoke rally.
Shout out
Y'all
to dude.
already
Go
y'all
get
can
him, Coach Cal.
follow for the Friday smoke fest. I am Styrofoam Ralph, man. You already know I have my dog, one half of Sports Reports as order 2-5. Mike Will representing live in the den. You know I had my dog El Residente saying Jose Ready Winslow in the motherfucking building. And you
Ready
already
Winslow is in the building.
Radical Jack, Cactus Jack, Burgang Jack in the building.
Skra,
His ass whipped
skra.
by Dakota Kai.
Bleed blue.
Is that lady beating you up?
Lethal Rappaport, what it do?
Oh, my guy, OVO Mike, dog. Shout out to OVO Mike. He dipped out early, but
Oh
mad
yeah,
love,
and
my
OVO
guy.
Mike was in this
There we
joint.
go. I
OVO
had to
Mike
come
was in
back
this
real
joint. So
quick.
shout out to him.
You know what I'm
And
saying? Shout out to LeBron and MJ.
building.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
Shout
we
out
really
to Mark
gotta get those
Lamont and
Shout out to
Antoine
Drew
and
Brees.
Quinta and Quinta too.
Shout out to Drew Brees.
Shout out
You
to
know what I
LA,
mean?
LA
Greatest
way.
quarterback of all time.
Shout out to Ryan and Amber. We really proud of y'all and y'all success. We wish you all
But
the
above
best.
all else,
Aaron Rodgers won yourself.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
All day, every day.
And
Fuck
twice
Shout out
on
to-
Sunday.
shout out
Go get the burner, bang yourself.
One yourself.
Go get your ayahuasca somewhere else.
Do a
Shout
dark.
out
Do a
Julius.
do a-
Julius
do a
Randle
dark-
one day.
do a dark.
Hey,
Do
no
a
way
dark
Cups
room
just left
retreat.
like
Hey,
that.
Cups left us. Like
Hey, Cups,
Yeah, he normally in the
Cups,
joint.
what you
He just got
doing?
there.
You got
That's
to
right.
in the pod.
And I think he did off. There you go. God
Oh,
damn.
hey,
my bad. Hold on,
Hey,
wait, kid, that was my fault, bro.
Julius
Yeah.
Randle.
Hey, he said, I thought you niggas got off.
Hey, Julius Randle.
Hey.
Julius Randle. I be podding, bro. I be podding.
Hey, when Lethal get his girl back, we got to do an episode of Pod Wives.
But I'm gonna put it when we go live, bro. When we go,
I
what I'll
know.
do is
Lindsay been
What do
waiting
you
for
mean
the
by that?
invite.
Lindsay want to do Pod
the
Wives?
moment it happened,
Ain't that right, Faye?
I'll throw it in the
She down
chat
with the
so we
pod
could go.
wives?
We could do an early pod, emergency pod, and I
Yeah,
had the
she
kid.
down with
I
it.
had the whole kids on and everything. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Hey, Jack. Ariel do Pod Wives?
Yeah, should
Everybody wants to hear what you gotta say. Everybody wants to see who deals with 2-5.
Hell yeah.
Who is echoing like?
So yeah, fellas,
Everybody-
man. We letting the windows down, man. We letting the smoke out. Catch us tomorrow night, Friday Smoke Fest. Oh, and
Why you?
I
why
don't
you upside
know.
down?
I'm not too certain, but there might be a Friday lunchbox tomorrow as well. I don't know though. I
There
don't know.
will definitely be. There will definitely be.
Hey, just
There
make sure
will
you
be a
tag
Friday
everybody
lunchbox
I'll be on.
tomorrow
Yeah.
afternoon. So
Yeah.
catch us tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern.
We love y'all.